Listen, as long as you come, we're just happy that you're coming. So keep on coming. I don't care if you come for me, or if you come for Snake, or if you're coming for Sonic. We're just glad that you always keep coming.
Is this going to be the intro then?
I was not expecting to be hearing such saucy.
Did you say saucy or sussy?
I said saucy, but you know, sussy's.
Although you said
funny.
sussy.
I said saucy. You know, like here comes the sauce, kind of like sussy.
Saucy backer.
I was forcing my. Well, not forcing. I got my buddy to like watch the "Don't Toy with Me, Miss Nagatoro" series.
You monster.
It's a good show, though.
You absolute monster. Why? Why are you so rude?
But she says sus in that show like 5 times in season 1.
Oh, the English dub. I think so. That's right. There was some dumbass like controversy from that. It's like, how dare you say sus or something like that? It's like, what? What's sus has been around? Do you know who else says sus? Like,
your mom.
Haha, Lamau. Like, Cassie Cage in Mortal Kombat 11 says sus too. What?
Is she really? Oh shit.
She
I never noticed it.
I remember this because it was in one of my review of like the animations, what happened in MK11, and it was something like she was teaching Sony how to use the computer or something, and she's like, the Delta can suss out the viruses or something like that. Sus! Oh, sus!
Oh shit.
I know.
Damn. Okay, I was gonna say, I mean, Noob Saibot is kind of sus. So if she told Noob Saibot like, you kind of sus, like in the intro.
This is the weirdest like start for in a way. Hi guys, how are you doing? I'm actually. How are you feeling, TrunUnderDawg? You're up 2 hours earlier when you usually say it's so early.
Yeah, I guess I keep misreading the conversation. I punished myself twice now. The first time I made myself get up early because it was like the wrong day, and then the other time I got up early. Yeah, I feel that too. What's happening over there?
Hope you are doing all right.
After the facts, maybe I'm too late to cover it. But
oh dear!
Holy shit!
Oh dear!
But I'm so scared.
I completely forgot. It's been a while, but like I actually wanted to talk about it on like a couple weeks ago. I was like, oh, we can do a podcast and talk about this. But it's been a while about your tiny controversy when you released the Rule 34 tier list video and stuff. Like,
oh yeah,
that was like I feel like it's one thing to just have like 1 or 2 people have like some sort of hate tweet, but that was a couple. That was like, what the? It's like, damn.
Yeah, I didn't like know the full scope of it because I don't go on Twitter when someone like that happens. I just kind of stay away because it's not worth my energy to like focus on it. But what's funny is you're right, because it got enough people, even in my DMs. I had some friends being like, bro, just so you know, like, we're still friends. Like, I'm not mad at you.
Damn.
I had a few people do that, and I was like, no, I know. The video is completely harmless. Like, anyone getting mad just saw the thumbnail. And even in the thumbnail, here's the funny thing. Katana is clothed. You just can't tell. He's wearing like a swimsuit in the actual like image, but like because it's like, you know, shoulder up, you can't tell. But it's like, dude, that just shows how angry people get over nothing. Like, as long as I put the word porn in the title, but I just thought I would try it. I wanted to see what I could get away with on YouTube without getting like striked or demonetized and stuff. And sure enough, I escaped both. No demonetization, no strikes, no nothing, because the video contains nothing bad. But I thought just on the title alone, I might get in trouble.
Literally, the only controversial part about your video is the thumbnail and title. And like, your video is, like you said, you're just talking about numbers.
Like, some people try to say, well, you're teaching people that website exists. And I'm like, one, I don't mention the website. But at the same time, like, Mortal Kombat is a series where you kill people as violently as possible, and we're freaking out that people might discover the website that I'm looking at art on. It's just spicy art.
It's just ridiculous when people act like something clearly made for adults is made for kids. Like, oh, hot coffee, how dare they have this sex minigame in a game made for adults? You know, GTA, that infamous game made for children. Fuck off.
It's like, you're not even the only person who's done this. It's like, I feel like I did a Smash or Pass tier like list like last year and stuff like that. It's just like, but this is like such a basic shit that's been going on the site and whatnot. Although, anyways, yeah, I just thought it was like kind of interesting. It's like, oh damn, people really got mad.
Yeah, I thought about poking the bear a little bit and being a little shitter on Twitter, but I'm just being a good boy and just posting memes like usual. But I thought about being a dickhead and showing the analytics and being like, hey, so I heard that a few people posted on Twitter that, oh, I'm unsubscribing because of this video. Well, just so you know, like 700 people took your place.
Oh my gosh.
I feel like posting that because it shows how many people subscribe on a video. So I feel like being a little shitter and doing that, but I think it's better just to give them nothing. Just respond as little as possible. This one guy got mad at me. He was like, "Are you normal?" And I'm like, I should have been like, "No, you can't be successful if you're normal." Like on YouTube, that's should be my first answer. But it's such a weird and it's an intentionally antagonistic start to a conversation, right? Are you normal?
I'm not gonna lie. Like, I think, unironically, the weirdest comment, or not weird, but like the comment that kind of like triggered me, or kind of like made me feel a bit like, it kind of made me feel a little bit like hurtful, like, cause this is one of those comments you hear all the fucking time, but for some reason,
Oh yeah.
like when I got it, like, because I think this is the first time I've ever gotten a comment like this. But yeah, it's just like in one of my update videos, like, "Hey guys, so the Snowblind video is coming out next year. Hope you guys have a wonderful New Year's. Okay, bye, see you later." And I just saw one comment, and it just says, "You fell off." And I was just like,
You
Okay,
fell off.
okay, pyro cynical. Hello.
I literally just went, "Okay, and then how about you fuck off? See ya."
I thought you were gonna say the tried and true. I've been a subscriber for years now, but I'm done. Unsubscribed or some variation of that comment.
I've had that.
Because those are there all the time, and it is possibly true, but I feel like most of the time it's someone who just started following you and then is like, "I'm out of here," but wants to make it dramatic. You know?
Oh yeah, literally, like I was like, should I be rude to this person? I looked at the catalog of comments
Yes.
he made half a
Yes.
year ago. Another rude comment to me. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing to my channel? Then leave. Then, jeez. It's like, chill out. Snowblind, like my Snowblind video will be out in February. It's like, come on now. Oh, anyway,
And look how unmuscular I was in these photos. Jesus Christ!
what are you
Like,
talking about? You
tiny
are
little
Yeah,
baby
look,
arms.
look at that arm.
Tiny little baby arms, little baby
little
man.
baby man. I knew it. You were gonna. The Babyman meme was coming.
You know what makes that meme so funny? Have I explained like why that's like double funny to me?
To you? Okay, yeah, explain.
So, according to a comment, this person could be lying, but I don't see why they would. The little snake they're roasting in that video, like the little baby man,
Yeah,
the little
yeah.
baby, that snake is already fully grown. And that's like as big as they get. So he really is a baby man, and they're roasting. So they're actually like genuinely roasting him for what he is.
Was it a snake or was it like a worm? I always thought it was an earthworm or something.
Well, I think it's a snake, but whichever it is, like the joke is that he's fully grown. So like, they're pretty much calling him a midget as a
Yeah,
snake. Is just
yeah.
what I mean.
That's kind of
So if
funny.
that snake had awareness, he'd be sad. You know.
Just making fun of someone with dwarfism, effectively.
And 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year! I mean, Happy Chinese New Year! I had this pearl tea ready for me. A boba tea, as they call it over there, ready since like a very long time.
I prefer the name Pearl Tea. That's awesome.
Yeah, we'd call it like
It
that.
sounds so much fancier.
And well, that's where I grew up from. Like that's what we call it. I knew it was boba or bubble tea when you guys come from. Check it out. This place has it like with a cool like SpongeBob design.
I like that. That's
all over
sick.
it. It's kind of cool.
It's the
kinda
Doodle
cool.
Bob.
Anyways,
He's gonna come alive and hurt you.
oh my gosh, that's right. That's a good reference. Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome to the Combat Kings. We're your hosts, SonicHaXD. It's been a while. This guy over here is the everyone's favorite TrunUnderDawg. Yes, TrunUnderDawg is over here, and then down here is the Force Snake.
Hang on. He's everyone's favorite? That's bullshit. I'm not having that.
Well,
Yeah, I'm not the favorite.
Oh, wait! I remember. We got a comment once that was so funny, and the comment started off being like, "Yo, who comes here to watch like SonicHaXD?" And then like in the comments it's like, "No, I actually come here for a TrunUnderDawg," and so I actually come here for the Force Snake, and then someone else wrote, "I come here for all three of them,"
Hero.
and then one person wrote, "I came here for none of them." And then I replied to that guy based.
Valid.
It must have been the topic. It must have been
Yeah.
the topic, whatever it was for that episode.
Yeah, it was a good topic. Listen, as long as you come, we're just happy that you're coming. So
Why do
keep
you
on
come?
coming. I don't care if you come for me, or if you come for Snake, or if you're coming for Sonic. We're just glad that you always keep coming.
Is this going to be the intro then? Like the Cyberpunk meme?
It's gonna have...
as long as you come.
I wasn't even thinking about the intro. I literally was just thinking of doing that in the episode. But yeah, so yeah, as I stated in the early part of this video, like it's Chinese New Year. Happy Chinese New Year, everybody. I mean, okay, it's not 2 weeks late. 2 weeks later, but like still, it's Chinese New Year currently. So I'm on my sort of vacation and stuff like that. I was going to be wearing my other T-shirt, the white version of the comic T-shirt that I have, but I didn't want to get it like dirty because tomorrow we have the family gathering for us, and I was hoping to give this to my cousin who is the artist of this T-shirt. So I wanted to prepare this for him. I thought it'd be kind of epic. Cool little
Very ballsy to buy a white T-shirt. I'm scared to have even a single white T-shirt. I don't think I own one. I go light gray. That's the ballsiest I will get.
I got this white because you can see the comic lines over here on the side part of it, whereas
that
the black
is pretty
ones
sick, yeah.
you can't see it. So there's like there's an advantage to like both of these. So I kind of bought it for testing out and stuff like that, and then also giving one to me cousin.
I know that hindsight is 20/20, but have you considered making like a manga version where it's all black and white and like you desaturate it?
Thought about that actually, but I haven't tested that
sick.
out. You know, actually,
okay.
I could do that. It's not hard. The site that you upload a T-shirt and you're done. So like,
yeah,
I can honestly test that out. Actually, that could be pretty cool.
The question is, would you flip the image around so that you look at the panels in the same order you would, but now like a manga style? Or just keep it as is?
Good point.
Oh, that's true. It does say Royal Flush on it, so I'm not too sure if flipping that would be smart. But
I started reading All You Need Is Kill. Well, because you mentioned like right to left, so I had to like train myself to do that again. It's a good manga so far. I like that. I like that book.
Well, you go, Snake.
I remember because after the film came out, because I really enjoyed the film, I thought, okay, well, I want to see what the manga's like, so I ordered it, and it ended up being because I got it from Amazon. It ended up being a German copy.
Oh no!
So, and I don't know any German other than like Achtung or whatever random things. Yeah, or whatever things are screamed by that one guy who sounds like Pippin from Lord of the Rings, like they get in all the early Call of Duties. It's just that. So I just looked through the images. I think that was the full thing, or because it did have the ending. So I saw the end. I was like, oh, I prefer the film.
Yeah, don't tell me yet. I'm only like 1/16 into it. But
this is Edge of Tomorrow, right? The Tom Cruise film.
Yes.
Nice. Let's go.
But basically, it's like the way I would describe the difference in the styles is if you ever played Earth Defense Force.
I've heard it.
Because it's a Japanese series, so they have like people like these like scantily clad ladies in armor with like jetpacks and stuff.
Yeah.
That's the style of the manga. The film is more the style of Insect Armageddon, the American-made spin-off. For the 360 of Earth Defense Force.
Yeah, I never knew.
That's the difference.
I never knew Edge of Tomorrow was actually even based off of a manga, actually. So it's like that's
right.
It's very different, to be fair, and use a different name. So
yeah, it's very different. I'll say like the main character so far. I don't want to spend too much time on it, but the main character, at least the main character is a soldier who's meant to be there. In Edge of Tomorrow, he like gets like forced to do it when he's not meant to be like a fighter on the front lines, and he's a little bitch. I like how at least in the manga he's like ready to actually go out and fight and he's trained for it. He's just like blitzkrieged by how insanely bad they have it on that first day when it wasn't meant to be that bad. And you find out why, of course, because they're both playing like 4D chess because they can each like see what's gonna happen, you know.
Yeah.
But the start of the manga was super cool though because the artist for one is extremely talented. Like it's just really good art.
I kind of saw some. Yeah, it looks pretty good.
But then on top of that, he's not afraid to show like the graphic nature of what would actually happen if you died in that situation. Not to the extent that Mortal Kombat does, where like it's just over the top and ridiculous. But for example, you see a person dead in like panel 1, and they broke the Spartan helmet they're wearing, the little visor, right? And that killed him, but also like it broke the glass like into his mouth. So like he's dead with his mouth agape, and the glass is like in his mouth from the broken visor. It's just kind of sick. I like that detail that's what would actually happen. I find it interesting. Nice. That poor fucker had to study that, I bet, to know that. Oh, that's sad. Anyway, go ahead.
Speaking of mangas, I literally just finished Chainsaw Man, like the whole entire manga recently.
Nice. I probably need to also because I can't wait for a season 2.
It's up to
gonna
you.
Take too long.
It's such an easy read. Like it's like I finished it in 3 days. It's just like randomly just I have like I have an app to read manga on my phone, so I just like let me just kind of slowly like I finished it. Wow. Yeah,
so it's not very long then. Okay.
It's very short actually. But yeah, so like
wow.
all I'm just gonna say is like I'm very excited to see how they animate some of like the crazy ass shit that happens. If you like season 1, it gets like turned to 11 later on. It's pretty insane. And I'm continuing on my JoJo journey now since like part 8 finished. So like I'm continuing on that right now. There's like my little manga update there. But yeah. Anyways, so let's just chat about what's been going on with us recently. I have a feeling we're gonna have some pretty fun things here. I'll start because I got some fun stories here. And it also involves something that I don't think none of you have really realized. Like I never wear glasses, so what's going on with this here?
Did you finally discover that you had bad vision? Like your whole life you've been not able to see, but then you got glasses and you went outside and had everyone's experience for glasses where you're like, I can see every leaf.
Oh my gosh, you're like that's what a human looks like. So you're not a blob. I always thought you were
it's like that. It's like that Logan Paul video where he's colorblind and he puts on the glasses.
Turns out he's not even colorblind. But yeah,
you should do a parody of that. To be fair, it's like I have glasses, but my reaction to the world with 20/20 vision.
A Mortal Kombat player's first time outside. They're just perpetually in Combat League, and they go outside. And it's like, this is what it actually looks like. I've only seen it through HD cameras. Everything's so normally saturated. It's not all pumped up and contrasted super high with sharpening. It looks so normal.
I didn't know Cetrion's grass abilities were real. Wow. So like a lot of stuff happened during like I think the last time we recorded was before New Year's Eve. So it's like lots of like New Year's Eve like meeting people and vacation and stuff like that. I did the music video with my brother. Thanks for watching it because I shared it with you guys. Oh, actually, I just had dinner with them and my family, and my brother was like, "Yo, that Mortal Kombat guy, TrueUnderDawg, he actually shared my video." It's like I'm very appreciative of that. And
I enjoyed it. It was a bop. I can't tell what you're saying at all.
Yeah,
it's such a mood, and I like that more importantly.
My parents are like, do they even understand what's going on? But yeah, so
not even a little bit. I mean, the video shows the context, so I get what it's about. But I just enjoy the music in the background. It's like a vibe.
Yeah,
and there's a benefit to not understanding it. I can listen to it while I'm working on stuff that has like dialogue in it in English because they don't like compete. So I can like listen. Yeah, there's a benefit to being very ignorant. You see.
That's interesting.
Yeah, that's something to consider if you want to get into making videos. If you're going to put background music in, don't have anything with English lyrics because it overlaps and it's hard to pay attention to either thing.
Yeah.
So if it's a foreign language, it's not as bad, but ideally you want instrumental. But that don't do it with lyrics ever.
True. I don't think I ever put
combo.
Lyrics unless if it's very very like light, you can barely hear it, or it's like one of those dun 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 like that kind of like very light. That's usually what I do in like my own videos. But now here's the very funny story I kind of want to share with you guys about a week ago. A week ago, I went to celebrate one of my friends' birthday / he's going to Japan, so it's like a send-off party / Christmas exchange party. Yes, very late Christmas exchange party, and so it went to. I don't know if you know him. He's the he showed up in my 2021 sucks video as like watch the 2021 Mortal Kombat with me, but you guys probably don't really know him. I gave him a 2B figure which he really liked. That was pretty nice. And what we did later on was we did the Christmas exchange gifts, and the Christmas exchange gift that I got were these glasses.
Oh.
And like. What makes these glasses special is that they really, really bright. Shoot, I gotta think of a pun. They really, really bright up my future. I guess that's one way. No, there's got to be a better way to put it.
They add clarity to your future.
I guess so in a way, but the point is, it's like it really like brightens up my day.
It means you don't have to pay for your lack of vision.
Oh shit!
Yeah, so this is kind of fun. Just like
like the anime glasses, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, that's cool.
It's like, I finally figured it out. Which one of you is the murderer? Or something. Yeah, it's so bright, I can't see anything.
I'm really jealous of how, like, in that area that you live, and also Japan, that, like, wearing glasses can be seen as, like, a badass trait. Whereas growing up in America, it was a universally negative thing to wear glasses. Like, you're just immediately, like, the weak guy or, like, the vulnerable guy. I wear contacts, by the way. But I'm just saying, like, I like it in anime because I see it from both perspectives now. Like, when the character's cool and sinister, or, like, just a good guy even, and, like, adjusting their glasses, it's like, oh, that guy's badass. But I always envision in my head, like, some guy punching him from off screen. He goes, oh, fuck, I can't believe you've done this. Because, like, they're always bullied when they wore glasses, like, when I was growing up. So I picture someone slapping the cool off his face for, like, you know, adjusting his glasses or something.
In our country, it's, like, literally half the population just wears glasses. Everyone in my family except me wears glasses. So it's like...
They look very cool.
So let me conclude my story about this birthday party, because the birthday party ended basically with, like, us watching some movies. So one of my friends asked me, what is the best worst movie out there? It's like, what is a so bad it's so good movie? And keep in mind, we already watched The Room last year for my birthday. We watched that movie together, masterpiece. But I told him my favorite, like, worst, my favorite, like, bad movie is Mortal Kombat Annihilation. And so for the birthday party, we watched 1995 and Annihilation back to back, basically. And
Sharknado is also a good one.
Oh yeah. How many? Which one? Isn't there like a bunch?
I'm sure there are. I've only seen the original, and I enjoyed it for what it was, because it's like trash that you see coming. I feel like a movie's bad when it's trashy and it's so bad that it, like, catches you off guard. When it's bad in a way that you see coming, because, like, they kind of were playing, like, what do you call it? They're self-aware. Then it's like so bad it's good.
Kind of.
But when they're just not aware they're bad, it's just bad.
Well, actually, that's what makes it kind of fun. It's because they literally think they're making a masterpiece, and it's like when you see it, it's like it's not. It's like you're failing at every aspect of it. That's what makes it fun. A bad drama that turns into a comedy is very enjoyable. That's what I've heard once. The Room.
Did you enjoy the Annihilation? Did you enjoy watching it? Did he like the memes?
It was. This is the second time I watched it, and I still feel like I have no idea what the fuck is going on in that movie. Like, with the plans, with, like, the characters and everything, it's like, what are you doing, Raiden? And but like, after we were done watching that movie, it's like my friends are like, you know, you really appreciate life more, or, like, other movies more after watching this movie. And it's like, cause we watched the 2021 movie too, and then we watched 1995, which they both, in their opinion, were kind of like meh, or like this isn't like that great. But it's like after Annihilation, it's like, we might have judged those too harshly. Actually, they might not be that bad when you compare it to Annihilation.
I did suspect that if you show somebody the 95 movie after they've seen 2021 and they've never seen the original movie, it probably won't seem quite as amazing to them. Like, honestly, they'll just think it's, like, on par.
Perhaps.
And that's what you're saying, right? Is they're just kind of like, it's okay.
Yeah. But, like, it was still kind of fun. But it's like when the good fights happen, like the Scorpion versus Johnny Cage or Reptile versus Liu Kang, that's like, okay, this is somewhat decent now. It's like, oh, this is actually some pretty good fights and stuff like that. But, like, when I watch Annihilation, it's like, these are fights! Who choreographed these stunts and, like, flips and stuff like that?
They were just trying really hard not to get hurt in the second movie, because in the first one there was a lot of unintentional injuries and shit.
Yes.
And it's fun to rewatch it knowing that, because they kept some of the shots in where they get injured. Yes. Like when Liu Kang's thrown against the fucking pillar, or when Scorpion almost breaks his own shin kicking the fucking, like, wooden thing by mistake.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh shit.
And they kept those in. You see them. Yeah, you can see, like, where it happened and stuff. It's really fun. So yeah, that was
also cool. They just actually fought on a fucking scaffolding. That's just kind of cool to think about, like doing a backflip that high up, and if you fucked up, it's just like, oh shit, you just like fall.
Yeah. And then in Annihilation, it's just like the flips are like super high up, but like absolutely wired. So it's like
the infamous fucking Molina flip that, like, they made so extra, and in making it extra, it doesn't make sense.
Or Raiden with his little ballet thing with the troop of reptiles.
Oh, that is, like, they don't even ever hit each other for like the first minute or so or stuff. And even in the beginning of the fight, it's like they're playing hide and seek. It's like, ooh, we gotta fight now.
You see, it's actually a very subtle reference to the Living Forest, where certain secret bosses would appear in the background of the stage, hiding out behind trees. It's actually a very subtle bit of fan service on like what we see in 2021, where it's all in your face. Some people don't get that, but.
Yes, it's just like how subtle the reference is that when you're hiding behind the trees, it's like literally some of those won't be playable, and that's why there were only 2 Saurians fighting Raiden instead of the 3 that showed up in the beginning. But yeah, so...
Oh, that's kind of a low-key retcon, I just realized, because originally Reptile was like this unique thing that happened to get thrown into a fucking statue, and that's what made him like a humanoid.
Yeah.
But then in the second film, it was like, nah, they're just Saurians. Like, we just got reptiles running around being little stinky boys.
Well, I mean, do we know for sure they are Saurians? Do they spit acid? Or they're just green-clad ninjas?
They're just green ninjas, so we you know what? It's one of those things you probably would never know, honestly.
For all we know, it could just be like SonicHaXD and his 2 friends dressed like Reptile going for a LARP, and they happen to come across Raiden, and then Raiden kicks the shit out of them.
Wow, that's very rude of him. Well, to be fair, my 2 friends were playing hide and seek with him too. So
I mean, to be fair,
Yeah,
it's not Raiden at the time because they swapped him out with his stunt double, Ray Park, who played Darth Maul.
Oh, really? Oh, okay, that's interesting. Good flips.
I was gonna say, what if they're just like ninjas with a grass theme? Like they're just forest ninjas who can like bend grass. They're grass benders, but unfortunately they're not in their element because they're in a desert, so they couldn't make use of their powers.
They just were normal ass ninjas. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be shocked because they literally got Ermac's ability wrong in the movie, because Ermac's ability is Noob Saibot's apparently, where he clones himself.
Yeah, I think they're technically... Are they separate? But I don't remember. It's really confusing.
He just... I'm losing to Sonya. Time to double up myself with another gray version of me. And, okay, that's Ermac.
Yeah, plus he became Ermac by killing Rain, right?
No. Shao Kahn killed Rain. Shao Kahn killed Rain.
But didn't that turn him into Ermac when he brought him back or some shit?
He was always there. He was always next to...
Oh, my bad.
You want to know a fun thing is, you know when Liu Kang kicks Baraka into the fire?
Okay.
They reuse a shot of Rain going into the fire. They didn't make a new one.
I didn't notice that!
Yeah.
Oh, it's hilarious!
I love it.
One of my there's actually so much like horrible details in the movie, like what you just mentioned there. There was one where I accidentally just caught like randomly glancing at, and when I rewatched it, I was like, what the it's just like horrible looking. So it was right after Sonya defeats Melina, and that monster shows up, ambushes Sonya. I don't think Sonya was supposed to dodge there, so it's like literally Sonya would be like this, like and then like when she dodges like that, she literally turns into a CGI like model and like like that, like dodges like the monster's attack. It looks so horrible when I watched it. I was like, what the heck?
I almost forgot about the random monster that shows up.
Like, why was there that random
totally
monster?
Forgot. That's why Annihilation is such an interesting movie, because it repeatedly surprises you and disappoints you, right? Like, you see Shiva early on, and you're like, man, I can't wait to watch this character fight.
The date's over.
And then she doesn't get to. She just gets crushed. And then, same with, like, you want to see Motaro fight, but you kind of already know, like, they're not going to do anything cool with Motaro, because, like, he's a half CGI, half man abomination. So he pretty much just gets kidney punched by Jax over and over again.
Do you notice that Jax's metal arms don't actually cover his fingers?
Oh, I did not notice that.
Like fingers gloves, I'm pretty sure. Which I imagine, like, it might go over there, and then he punches and probably breaks his knuckles. Realistically, it's such an odd design change. But to be fair, Jax is one of the highlights of the film because he's so funny in how just so stereotyped he is.
My friends enjoyed watching Jax just talk too. It's just like, yo, what the hell is going on here? Who's Johnny?
I know people like to meme on the whole "too bad you will die."
Yeah, that's
line,
the biggest one.
For me, the best one is "I'll take homeboy."
I'll take homeboy.
Like, Jax, what are you saying?
I still love that fight scene though, because like how the music just goes in so hard when they fight the cyborgs, and like there's all the effects of them breaking stuff and whatnot.
Oh yeah.
And Jack's going, yeah, now what? After landing one punch is just the icing on the cake, because he spent so long trying to land one fucking punch.
I honestly don't. As much as I love the "too bad you will die" line, I feel like there's like 10 more other ones that are just like up there too for like meme potentials. All right, I'm gonna send the CGI Sonya right now so you can.
Oh god. There's two over.
This doesn't do it justice, but like you need to watch the clip. She's just like, huh, and the CGI. It's like obviously the actress did not like dodge, so they had to like manually like CGI that. It's so disgustingly horrible. I love it, and I think this is a horrible movie, and I absolutely fucking love it, and I'm looking so forward to like analyzing it like someday.
Here's the question. So, which is your favorite live action fight between Melina and Sonya in a desert?
I mean, I was gonna say, I think this movie's mud fight between Sonya and Melina may unironically be the best fight in the movie because it's just an actual fight going back and forth. Like,
I'm not gonna lie though. When I was making my 2021 movie, because I pointed out so many bad things about the Sonya Melina fight in the 2021 movie, and I was thinking this is so bad that even the Annihilation one was better. And I rewatched the Annihilation one, and I'm just like, oh, it's got some issues in that too, honestly.
So the question is, do you think when they made Annihilation, they thought they had made a masterpiece, or do you think they knew like, crap, let's try to polish this turd as much as possible? Like, crap, put more flips in.
I did a little bit of research because I did the 1995 movie, so there's a lot of behind-the-scenes talk about like, oh, we did all these renovations, all these cool things and shit, yada yada and stuff like that. And then when I heard Annihilation about that, was just like, oh, like they switched directors. Half the cast left for contractual reasonings and blah blahs and stuff like that. And then literally, the biggest like flag was there's an interview with Christopher Lambert. And he's like, hey, Christopher, so why didn't you show up for the sequel of Mortal Kombat? Why didn't you show up in Annihilation? And he's doing like a sign, and he's like, oh, because I thought the script was bad. And like, and literally, all this time later, the people come on, they're like, guys, we know we messed up. There's one thing in Annihilation that we really don't like. I think the producers and stuff like that kind of explain, saying like, there's one thing they didn't complete really well in the movie, and that's the effects. The effects could have been better. We were not finished with the effects. Period. That's all we really have an issue with the whole movie.
Which is funny because they could have saved a lot of money if they just didn't have Shao Kahn transform into a weird King Ghidorah and then Liu Kang. Yeah.
That was like one of those things where it's just like, fuck it, why not kind of moments. And it's just like, goodness gracious, I can't believe a joke fatality is a plot point in the movie. It's amazing.
On paper, it's not a bad idea to have the whole to give Liu Kang this journey to go through to better himself, and it's tied into a concept from MK3, but they use the exact terminology, but in a way where it isn't cringe and awkward. Like, it actually kind of works to say your animality in a way.
Maybe.
So on paper, it's not too bad, but the effects just weren't there, and it's not good.
I don't think that's the biggest. I don't think that's the only issue. There's like 10 other ones in front. Like freaking what Jade does to Liu Kang, like seductively. This is like, what is this training going on here? Oh, it's for your animality, or if it's a trial. It's a trial. I'm seducing you right here.
It's the PP training. It's the PP training from Baki.
I have to wonder how much of the Jade stuff was actually based on the original movie, because she was supposed to be in that to fight Sonya, I think. And that's why Sonya's only got one fight in the film. They just didn't have the time or the budget for it, so they axed it. Damn. So I wonder if perhaps they might have taken some of that script and repurposed it, or like, would Jade have been like that, or would she have been closer to the games?
Honestly, like, out of all the characters who just get like killed off, Shiva killed off, Rain killed off, that's just like, that sucks, but like, oh well. Oh, Johnny Cage is the biggest deal, of course. Everybody, like, that's the biggest reason why probably a lot of people like really hate this movie. But Jade is like, they set her up. Like, she's like a prominent character, a side character, and she just gets killed off for like being, I don't know, slightly mean, like disobedient to Shao Kahn or something, but like not even really. It's just like, okay,
she failed, that's all. Because Kahn in this is that generic villain type who will just kill his subordinates for failing, and it's like that's just bad writing. I'm sorry, it's not good for a villain to do that.
Honestly, even though I love Ermac, I'd still rather see Jade fight Sonya, or like Jade show up at that final battle. It's like, it's like, okay, all this setup for just Jade, you failed me. Bye. Eat monster from the wall. Come and eat her.
Unironically, though, Jade in that movie, I think, still has more combined screen time than Jade in Battle of the Realms.
Oh,
she gets to fight
definitely.
for 10 seconds, maybe.
For sure.
But she doesn't have any like dialogue really, except for a couple lines.
She had a fight scene with Liu Kang, at least. I mean, like she did like with the stick. And okay, some compliments. Her theme was pretty bop. I will say her her theme when she's fighting Liu Kang.
Gotcha. I kind of want now though, and I'm kind of sad they didn't do it in hindsight. I want Shao Kahn to have a fatality now that references that horrible transformation in Annihilation, where I can just turn into the giant Ghidorah and tear the opponent apart. Like each limb is in a mouth of like the Hydra thing, and just pulls them apart with all the 5 heads. That'd be sick. I'd actually enjoy it.
A fatality I want to see is Fujin summoning in a tornado and there's a bunch of sharks in it.
Nice.
That sounds pretty nice. I look the literally I think that's Annihilation has so many. Like, because the first time I watched it, I felt like there were so many surprises of, like, how shit it is that, like, and I understand why now, because all these things in this movie are never brought into the later games, like, ever. All this, like, Liu Kang, Shao Kahn, Anthro transformation, nope. Shao Kahn being, Raiden being brothers, which they did bring back an MK versus DC, funny enough, but that's the only time.
It's such a weird thing.
What? By the way, was that Shinnok, the Shao Kahn's father?
Yes.
Yeah, I literally still can't believe that, and I was like, oh my gosh, that is Shinnok. What the fuck? Literally, that's like us, like completely like written off later on. It's like that is never the case in like any other Mortal Kombat stuff.
I didn't catch that. Good catch, you guys. I missed that for my Shao Kahn video, because I never seen anyone mention that's Shinnok. Damn it.
Yeah, because like so many of these things in Annihilation stayed in Annihilation. They never got carried on like ever again in any more Mortal Kombat media. Which
there is one thing. I can think of one thing.
Well,
Evil Sindel having normal human eyes.
Oh, that's kind of
an
funny.
11.
I think the only real thing to carry over from Annihilation to anything else is Sonya's hairstyle in Deadly Alliance coming from that.
Okay.
And also the costume in MK9 is kind of similar to it. That's kind of it.
I'm sure there's more. I think it'll be fun to like kind of look at literally what they took. Because in hindsight, yes, it's shit for some of the things that they did in this movie, but I kind of want to see them just bring some stuff from Annihilation, especially the costumes, despite some of them being very like I don't know, like corny, I guess is the word to use. But like I would love to see like. Even that Ermac costume in the movie is kind of fun and stuff, and like a lot of people like the Scorpion costume and stuff like that. Like I want to see the Sindel one. Honestly, I want to see that being brought back.
I always thought that Ermac looked like one of the card guards from like Alice in Wonderland,
it's like
with
poker.
the diamonds on each side.
Like the cards.
Yeah. That's what I thought he was, like, for the longest time in my head. And also, I unironically do like the really, like, generic and lazy Melina and Jade costumes, with just, like, the corset and, like, the mask. I kind of like it. I don't know why.
Not too shabby.
I think it would look fine in gameplay, because it's so simple. I think it would look fine. It would translate okay.
Yeah.
Also, it would give Melina a long braided ponytail, right? 'Cause that's what she has, I think. So that'd be kind of cool.
I think so, yeah. Anyways, that was a fun conversation to Annihilation. But yeah. Anyways, that was sort of my part one of like what happened to me recently. I think I'll trade this off to one of you boys. Like, what's been going on with you guys? What's been which one of you guys want to go next?
I guess I'll go. Snake doesn't seem very enthusiastic. So recently, I went to Roswell, New Mexico to visit a buddy, and I wanted to see all the alien-themed stuff over there. And I thought it would just be some stuff. No, like they went hard. Like everything there is alien-themed, even things it shouldn't be, which I loved it. I thought it was great.
Alien, like generic alien, or like xenomorph alien?
No, generic alien,
Okay.
the green or gray, really big bulbous light bulb head with like the little big eyes on it. Yeah,
Gotcha.
Even their
Cryptosporidium 138.
Oh,
Destroy All Humans. You never played it?
I get it
yes,
now.
I have. Yeah. I played it a long time ago, friend. Long time ago. I did enjoy that game though. But yeah, alien everything, and they look like that, but like cuter. There's an alien museum, there's alien VR you can do, and if anyone ever goes there to experience the alien stuff, first off, you can do it all in one weekend. Like, it's not a very big town, and everyone there knows each other.
Wait, it's a town?
So it's not well, it's like a city, but it's very small.
Oh, that's cool.
So, yeah. So like everyone knows each other. Like it was kind of cute to like go anywhere, any store at all, and not just my friend knowing people, but like other people would bump into each other, like, oh hey so and so, and like so it's just really common to know everybody in the area. And I will say this though, good advice: get high if you can, because a lot of a lot of the tourist stuff there is like better for kids unless you're like an adult kid like me, and then you still enjoy it. Like there's a spacewalk where it's all got black lights and props and moving stuff in the background and whatnot, so it's fun. But I feel like if I had been high, it would have been amazing, because I would have thought the aliens were like coming at me and stuff, you know. And a lot of it was like very simple stuff. The VR would have been better if I was high, though the VR did something so funny that I'll never forget, because I can't believe it was actually scripted and animated. It was so good. Basically in this little VR thing, we put the headset on, and it's a story of like if aliens did crash land in Roswell and got kidnapped, it's from their perspective. And when they're kidnapping one of the aliens and like wheeling him off on a stretcher and he's like tied down, there's these two evil like doctors that are going to start experimenting on him. And the one lady has like this Russian/German accent, and she has a drill, and she's ready to drill into his head like while he's still awake and just start right then and there, right? But then the doors open, and oh, here's the twist. Like the military actually wants to save the alien because their captain was a POW for a long time, a prisoner of war, and he can't stand to see it happen to somebody. So he sends off his troops, and you'd think they're just gonna like tackle them or tell them to like get on the floor because they're pointing guns at them, right? No, one of the guys, the military dude, flying dragon kicks this woman in the face and just takes her down. And I did not fucking see it coming, because until then it was like pretty normal and like boring, grounded, you know, story. He flying dragon kicks a bitch. It really caught me off guard. So that was amazing, and I was so happy to see that. It was so goofy.
That sounds fun.
But yeah, it's just a bunch of alien stuff. It was pretty fun. They have an alien McDonald's. It's like repurposed to look like a UFO. It's got little alien men everywhere, which is rare, by the way, for anyone not aware. You're not allowed to really change McDonald's very much in the United States. They have a very like big rule about that. You can't change almost anything. They even once made a big fuss about having to change the color of their M, because in this one desert they were located in, you can't have that shade of yellow on your building for some reason, because it clashes with like the look they're going for in that town. So they had to make the M green. And that was a big deal to McDonald's, having to change the M. But oddly enough, it's a big tourist attraction. People go there just to see the green M, so it worked out. Whereas in Roswell, it's legit a alien-themed McDonald's. It's like all alien. The play place inside for the kids is all alien. Like, it's pretty cool. I got an alien t-shirt there. It's McDonald's Roswell. It's only available there.
Nice.
One of the alien statues, I slapped his dumpy because he's just like standing there. So I slapped his booty really hard because I just had to. He was caked up. And
very interesting.
There was also an alien-themed Dunkin' Donuts, but they didn't go nearly as hard. I was a bit disappointed.
Just a regular Dunkin' Donuts.
No, they did do one thing, but it's just on the outside. They have a giant, like 80-foot or like maybe 60-foot tall statue of an alien that's holding the Dunkin' Donuts sign.
Oh, okay.
He's kind of ripped. Now that I think about it, he's kind of roided up. That guy was kind of shredded to hold that sign. Like he had some muscle definition. Now that I think back on it, but the inside's just Dunkin' Donuts, and like the building itself is just Dunkin' Donuts, as opposed to the McDonald's. It has an actual UFO design built into it, which is pretty cool. And at night, it's really glowy and lights up and stuff, too, the McDonald's one. So that's kind of cool.
Okay. Like green glowy, or?
It's constantly changing, like neon. Like it goes across, kind of like how my LEDs are like hue and just do rainbow and
it's
stuff.
Like
it
RGB
does that.
kind of glowing. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Once again, it would have been cooler to experience high at night. Like, whoa, is that an actual UFO? Oh, no, it's the McDonald's. Thank God. Oh. Thought we were actually seeing a real alien there for a second. And what's funny too is if you go inside the museum, like the UFO museum, that has actual documented stuff, which is kind of cool. Like they actually document things that happened in Roswell and whatnot. But my buddy, who's a native to Roswell, pointed out that some of it's labeled like the true story of so-and-so's alien abduction.
Oh.
And you're like, is it though? Is it true? Did it actually happen? But that's pretty much the full extent of my vacation when I was over there. It is a very small city. You can experience everything in like just 3 days. So don't take too big of a trip, just a short enough trip to experience everything. And also be prepared for their very, very tiny airport, because they have the tiniest airport I've ever seen. And I don't think anyone's ever going to beat them, because it's literally just one terminal. Like that's it. It's such a small town that they have one terminal and like one plane that goes in and out. And it's a small plane.
That is tiny.
So, yeah.
All right, that's very cool. I might be going to like Europe during the summer soon.
Cool.
Like literally for like a month. So it's like I'm sort of thinking like what kind of shenanigans or trips like I can do over there and stuff. So I was wondering. I thought you actually were in France. I think that was like one of the tweets I thought you wrote.
Oh, that I did do that too. That was a while ago, like a couple months ago. I went to London and France, and that was fun also. Though I will say, outside of the main tourist stuff, there's not anything too wild that you can do when I was over there. At least when I was in London, there was just like the usual stuff. You couldn't like go to a theme park or anything. You know, couldn't go skydiving. But it was fun. I'm gonna go on vacation again like next month because people keep doing stuff and inviting me, so that should be fun. Also, I'm gonna go to like the Cayman Islands. I'm trying to do some wild tropical stuff while I'm there.
Ooh.
But yeah, it should be fun. But yeah, so where in Europe are you going?
Honestly, it's long story short, I am going to help one of my cousins to like move because she's like graduating or she's moving or something. But like she's in Italy, and
Nice.
she's like, but she can help us like plan like a whole entire trip and stuff. We're just in the planning phase right now, but it's just sort of like go to Europe for a month and just like go whatever and go like
nice.
all sorts of places and stuff like that. That's sort of the plan, but like probably start in Italy to help move her stuff and whatnot.
I'm jealous. That's like the one place I haven't gotten to go that I really wanted to go in Europe.
Okay,
and I'm like, dang, really cool. Well, because I went to London and France, and I totally forgot that like France is kind of memed on for having its tiny food portions, but not having like really great food. Whereas Italy is like said to have really, really good food. So you're gonna have a fun time when you're there.
Cool. Keep that in mind.
Yeah, and it's got the Colosseum. It's got Venice. It's got, which I hear is really dirty when you're actually there. I haven't seen it.
Interesting.
France was fine too. Don't give away that you're not a native France person, from what I've heard.
Okay, that's okay. Interesting tidbit.
Well, I just heard they're mean to tourists.
Okay.
I didn't experience anything bad, but it's because I was purposely like blending in as hard as physically possible, and by that I mean like saying nothing and just walking around and taking like pictures when I could.
I see.
So,
yeah. So that should be interesting, and hope one of you guys are gonna have to take over when it's summer to do an episode without me.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought you meant do the editing, like just actually edit the whole thing while you're away. And
well,
it's
I'm gonna be away for like a month during that whole entire time. I literally can't. I'm literally not gonna even like have a computer or whatnot, unless if I record on my like phone. Hey guys, phone podcast here.
I'm low key jealous that you can do that, because for me, if I want to go away for even 4 days, I start having to make like 2 videos a day or 1.5 videos a day. That way, there's still stuff to upload when I'm on vacation.
Yeah,
I was I was gone for like 4 or 5 days, and I still had videos every 2 days when I was in New Mexico. So.
Oh yeah, I noticed. Yeah, okay, I noticed that. I'm probably going to have my Mortal Kombat 9 sucks video done by then, so that way I'll be like, I'm done with that. So now I got a month. Bye. Something like
Mortal
that.
Kombat 9 what?
I'm
sorry, Mortal Kombat 9 what?
It's just a title. Don't worry about it.
Don't you attack the sacred treasure.
Have you announced that you're doing that yet? Because I don't remember you bringing that up.
So, like last year, I did a vote. I was like, what do you guys want to see me do next? Wink, wink, Annihilation, guys, wink, wink. And then Mortal Kombat 9 won, and I'm just like, fuck, okay. But then Snowblind came out, literally, like, when I was doing the votes. And I was like, okay, after Snowblind, I'm going to do MK9. So I announced it on my community tab. I'll say it again in my Snowblind video when it comes out. But yeah, that'll be fun. I'm thinking of either if I can find, of course, a legal way to play it on my PC just to do that. And if I can't, well, I guess I'll buy a PlayStation 3 just to record footage and stuff. So that'll be a
Are there PS3
experience.
Emulators?
I would assume so.
You can probably do it that way.
I would assume so. My plan is I'll probably go through the story mode, and then I'll add. I'll be like a couple. And I'm thinking of doing it in my MK11 style, which is not just going through the whole entire story, but also individual characters who I think suck. And then like then I'll do like a video where I was thinking just for fun, like going through the whole entire challenge tower, just because I heard that's like a pretty good rage content or something. I don't know. Apparently,
it is, but thankfully, you can skip stuff, which is what I did. You get money in other like modes, and you can skip things you don't want to play, which is like the coward's way to go through it.
All I know is the final tower is the one that's like the rage-inducing one. So I think that'll be an interesting experience.
I do want to see your live reaction to that because it just keeps going. And I want to see your reaction to that. It'd be pretty fun.
Yeah, because like one of the most famous videos that Maximilian did was the challenge tower and stuff like that. So I know it's infamous. I know it's one of those things. And I'm not even good at fighting games, so it should be.
Have you seen the Super Best Friends companion piece to that?
That's what I was gonna say, baby. That's my favorite.
Super Best Friends companion piece. I'll have to check that one out.
Yeah, because like some of the boss rage ones, like particularly the Biofreaks one, was like challenged by them for Max to do it, and I think he challenged them after the MK one, so they did it, and like when you put them side by side, it's so funny.
It's really good.
Which one is it again? Which one is it again? Yeah.
Well, don't watch it because then it'll spoil what happens in the Challenge Tower 300, which you don't want spoiled, right?
Well, I know what happened at the very final Challenge Tower.
Oh damn!
Yeah, it's very famous. Like I know that because I know you go through the four.
Just type in like best friends or two best friends or super best friends play Challenge Tower 300.
Okay.
It even has a great intro that sets the tone for like why the video is even happening.
Yeah.
And then there's a great roast in the credits. It's just a good roast session that I really enjoyed.
So this is not Maximilian. This is like his friends.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't know the super best friends?
Oh
man.
Wait. Let me just make sure. Maybe I'll know their faces because the name seems familiar. Okay, then I know them. Yeah, they're always I got them. Yeah, just sort of give it a
Matt,
check.
Pat, and Wooly, and then there's one more.
For clarity, Matt, Pat, not Matt Pat.
That's true.
Which would be funny to have Wooly with Matt Pat. That would be so funny. But yeah, it's Matt, Pat, Wooly, and Liam.
But hey, that's just a game theory. That's just a theory.
I'd be scared that Matt Pat could never escape the Wooly hole, so it's good that he stays away. Liam is the other one who also was there for a short period. Yeah, I had to think about it.
Okay, I'll watch this like later on. I think it'll be a fun video to watch. So let me quickly get into topic number 2 that I had for something a bit interesting. I'm bringing this up because it's sort of related to a topic we had previously a while ago. Because I watched a lot of movies recently, so I thought, and one of the movies that I wanted to talk about was like related to the topic. But I want to mention this. Do you guys kind of remember the illumination topic that I brought up a couple podcast episodes ago? Yeah,
vaguely.
Yeah, essentially I was sort of saying like, okay, why I don't really we were going to talk about the Mario movie. That's right. That was why we brought that up. We were going to talk about the Mario movie trailer, and then I was like, I sort of talking about, okay, why I'm not the biggest fan of Illuminations, but then the conversation derailed into like a Lightyear rant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As it should. That's the good timeline. That is a good ending.
But I want to just slightly finish that conversation because I was saying I'm not the biggest fan of Illuminations. But I want to say the fact that I'm kind of impressed with how the Mario movie is looking currently. Like, it doesn't look too bad from the trailers, in my opinion. Especially when you compare to some of the other Illumination stuff that's been going around. It's like, this doesn't look half bad. It's like, yeah, what do you guys think about the Mario movie? I'm not too sure.
Well, do you think this movie is going to finally break the video game movie curse?
Oh, I know exactly what you just said that. Oh my god!
This game makes you feel like Spider-Man. Those two are like equally infamous. Like, is this gonna break the video game curse? And this game makes you feel like Spider-Man.
Name a character who suffered more than Ellie.
Let me be fucking clear. The curse was broken long ago. I have both movies. They are very good movies, and this is even the first time it happened. The first time it was broken was arguably 1995 when the first MK movie came out. Yeah. Maybe even earlier with some of the animated stuff. People always forget the animated ones, like Street Fighter 2, the movie, and stuff like that. So there have pretty much always been good adaptations of games, even if it's just gone off live action. It's just that most of them are bad, but we've had some damn solid ones in recent years. So this is just another case of The Last of Us is the first or the best of anything, and I vehemently disagree with either of those sentiments. It's not the best of anything or the first of anything. Last of Us is overrated. It's probably good, but it's not. It's very overrated. People act like it's the Citizen Kane of gaming. Fuck you. Fuck you.
It's a fun movie. Oh, it's got some spicy.
The show's pretty good so far. Yeah, the Last of Us show is actually surprising me with how good it is. I thought it was just gonna be okay good, but it's great good. Like it's actually written well. I was like, huh, okay.
What's surprising about the show is I think this is the first time I've ever experienced a game adaptation to a show where it literally feels like they are trying their best to make it one for one, and just adding a bunch of other like additional info and stuff like that. It almost feels like it's good, but at the same time, it's like I feel like I can get the same experience watching playing the game too. I actually went back and checked out the cutscene and like the difference, and it's like there are differences, but it's like it does feel like this is the most like one-to-one like I've ever seen a game adapted to like a show before.
But now the question is, Sonic, are they going to keep that, or is that just for like the first 2 episodes to make the gamer boys happy, and then episode 3 they're going to overhaul and change everything? Probably not.
They
but
better
imagine
not.
if they did pull that.
They're all about their like best adaptation ever, so they better not.
well, that's my question with the Nier Automata anime. Is it just going to be a straight adaptation of the game, or will it be a Yoko Taro joint, and he's going to have it going like a weird tangent, like 12 episodes in? It's like it's actually a completely different timeline that is canon to the Nier Drakengard multiverse.
Have you?
That seemed like something he would do.
Have you been watching the Nier anime?
Nah, I didn't really care for the game.
Oh, okay,
I love 2B's design, but I mean, even though I played through the game, I did get all the endings except the last one because of the conditions for that. But I did play through the actual story, and I just didn't really care for it.
You played through all 3 stories, right? Sorry.
Yes. I got both endings to the last one.
Nice. Well, you're good then. You didn't pull a game journalist and just beat the first arc and think you were done. Well, because do you know about that, Sonic? Do you know about the controversy where a lot of the reviewers, they saw the credits and they assumed the game was over? So most of the reviews were like, the game was good. Pretty short, though.
I didn't know that. Wait, really, that happens? Jeez.
Yeah, because you got to play the game a second time to get the second ending, and then the final ending, you can just kind of load a save file and do. The weird part is the anime is okay, but we got to go back to Mario at some point because we did it again.
Well, actually, it's not necessarily Mario back to Mario. We're going to go back to the movie I want to talk about. I'm done with the Mario. I'm done with Illumination. That's all I wanted to say. I don't care.
Oh, well, then I wanted to say one thing about Mario.
I asked what your opinions about Mario is. That's right. Sorry.
Okay. So with the Nier anime, I will say, like, I'm watching 5 different anime right now, and unfortunately so, because God hates me, they all air on Saturday, so the whole week I'm just starved for any new episodes, and they all drop on Saturday.
What? Didn't you just make a message being like, damn, I'm sucked dry. So many animes are finished last year. It's like, now I don't have any. Now you have 5? That was fast?
Well, what I mean is, like, I guess I meant a combination of both. Like, I'm all caught up is what I meant. So like, even the new ones, I'm caught up. So I have to just wait, which kind of sucks to me. Sometimes you can, like, find a new anime and you can watch that in your downtime while the new ones come out, but I'm caught up with all the ones that I was watching. I was watching Blue Lock. I was watching Spy Family, Chainsaw Man.
Mob.
Nagatoro got season 2, so I can watch that right now, but it's also on Saturday. Trigun Stampede is fucking great. I love it. That's on Saturday. And then we have the 2B anime, which is also on Saturday. So I have to just wait every Saturday now for an anime to come out. So far, it's pretty much a one-for-one adaptation of the games, but it's kind of speedrunning it. And after the credits each time, they have this stupid, silly, like, marionette thing where they're little puppets. And I kind of love it. It's just goofy nonsense. It's meant to be silly.
Is it like the little robots from Nier?
No, it's actually 2B and 9S with their voice actors and everything, but they're just little marionettes, and they just do like little skits. Like, one of them was like 9S explaining what the black box is and what it actually does. And while he's explaining it mid-sentence, 2B just like sneaks in and just lightly taps. He's like, "No, 2B, what are you doing?" They just blow up, and that's the end of the episode for the little skit at the end. And it's just kind of adorable because the little marionettes that just float on screen. It's completely unnecessary, but I just like how they're doing that because it just shows they're able to do what they want and like add silly stuff into it when they feel like it.
They
cute. Made I hope I don't get like out of context clipped here, but they made 9S like oddly hot for some reason, which kind of caught me off guard. In the games, 9S is kind of just adorable. He's actually hot in the anime. Like, they make him pretty hot, and I'm like, kind of cool. He's actually cool like 2B. He's not just like the dorky like 2B, that was so cool. I'm like your biggest fan. He's actually cool and oddly like hot in the anime, so that's cool.
Very interesting.
As for Mario, go ahead.
I wonder if this anime is actually gonna be like almost like a biased take on the events from 9S's perspective, like after the events of a certain ending of the game.
I want to add something because I am a huge
No.
Studio Orange simp because I heard you're watching Trigun now. I'll probably check that out soon.
It's so good.
But I'm assuming you really like them because of the action animation, right? Like they do a really good job there for the 3D animated action scenes.
It helps that I just finished like the original. There was like a show I would stay up late as a kid to watch, but I could never finish it because back in the day on Adult Swim, they would not air the episodes in order. So it was kind of like playing Russian roulette with like the episodes of Trigun. So I finally finished it. I thought it was fine. And then just like Dark Souls, there's like extended lore of Trigun that didn't make it into the anime. That's only...
Oh dear.
Fuck.
That's only in the manga, apparently. So that was fun to learn about, too.
Oh dear.
It's all good now. Hopefully it doesn't fall a third time. But if it does, we can make a wish.
Hey.
But so with Trigun Stampede, I was just happy that it captures like the exact tone of the original show. One of the main characters is infamously missing and probably not going to come back, which is sad. But at the same time, that character was a bit of a caricature anyway. She was just kind of like there to be goofy and like, you know, be silly at times. So I guess not the biggest loss that she's gone, but I do miss her.
Is that Meryl's friend?
Yeah, the giant lady. Yeah, she's not in the...
Uh-oh.
She's gone.
Oh, that's lame.
Uh-oh, giant lady. Oh, snake. Uh-oh.
No, not that cat. She's just really tall, that's it. But she's just like a goofy sidekick to the more important female lead. And because I watched the original series like a decade ago, and it was fine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I don't have too much of an interest in watching this new one, but yeah, I don't. I'm sure they have a reason for it, but because she is iconic, because she was always with Meryl, so the two are equally iconic. So it's a real shame that she's not here. Maybe she'll she'll show up later. Hopefully,
there's some theories. Yeah, people also pointed out that like, people. Sorry, scratch that. Edit that part out. It sounds stupid. So no, another big change is that Meryl is no longer an insurance company collector / scout, whatever she was in the original. Now she's just a journalist, like straight up. So like she's a brand new journalist trying to get the big scoop, which kind of makes more sense for why she'd be following Vash the Stampede than being an insurance agent. So in a way, it kind of works. But that's her new role, and she acts the exact same, though. No matter how much they change things, it still has the exact same spirit of the original show, which is why I still really like it. And also, the animation is just crazy good. People hate that it's CGI, but like the amount of expression they capture, and they do tons of squash and stretch. They do cool perspective, like nonsense. Like when Meryl throws the bullet to Vash, she winds her foot forward like a baseball player, and it's like right in front of the camera, and she like gets really small and then chucks it, and it just looks awesome. The camera spins a lot. I heard some people complain the camera moves too much, and I'm like, well, it's never jarring, and also they're just playing to the strength of 3D, which is you can move the camera around a lot. It's hard to pull that shit off in 2D. Like a spinning 3D shot in 2D animation is like a nightmare. You only see it in the intros for anime, because it's so hard to actually do most of the time. But in 3D, you can go crazy with it. So there's a bit of that, and also they caught some people off guard by actually just explaining what the plot is immediately. The original Trigun has this like crazy reveal like 20 episodes in of what the plot actually is, and you're like, oh shit, stuff's happening. It's a lot like Cowboy Bebop. Everyone loves Cowboy Bebop for the exact reason. Most of the show is like not sequential. You can watch it out of order, and it's still fun. And Trigun's like that until the last 5 episodes, then plot happens, just like Cowboy Bebop.
That sounds interesting then. Okay.
But the new show does it right away. Like they explain the plot pretty quickly. You even see Vash's like mechanical arm in episode 1 when he's tied upside down, and they find him just like left for dead in the middle of the desert, just tied upside down. And I knew it was going to be a good show when the very first thing Vash does when Meryl walks up to him to inspect him, he just gives her a little peace sign with his robot hand, like hello, and then it falls off, and he's like, there it goes, because it wasn't on correctly. Funny. But like that was a big thing in the first show, is that he said love and peace was like a quote from Vash in the original show. So the fact that his first thing is a peace sign is great. And even just the facial expressions are super good. Like when he has a mental breakdown, when he finally tells his story to the journalist and they don't believe him because he has no evidence. And so he just starts crying, and like his head goes poof on the table. It's good. It's a good show. I like it.
Cool.
Mario?
No, wait, I brought up Studio Orange for a reason. Because I was saying, because you're liking Trigun, and I'm a big Studio Orange fan, because they are the CGI like anime studio, basically. Like everything recently that they've been doing is CGI. I followed them because of Beastars, because that's what they made like previously.
Oh.
But I wouldn't. I'm not saying I'm recommending Beastars because that show is way more like drama based, slow based and stuff. There's action in that, but it's much more story based. What I'm recommending is a show before that called Land of Lustrous, and that show, long story short, it's like it's a planet of people who are like made out of gems. It's similar to Steven Universe. Similar to Steven Universe in that sense, but the great thing about that show is the action is fucking amazing in that one. That one is
it's
like,
metal as fuck.
And also the characters are gems. So when they break off their body pieces, it's like shattering gems like all over the screens and stuff like that. It's so beautiful the ways they fight and stuff like that. Like I think I've seen people say that's probably like one of their favorite animes that came out like last decade, just because of how cool they use the 3D animation in that style and stuff, and it works really well because the characters are gems and stuff like that. So like if you like Trigun, I highly recommend the Land of Lustrous, the anime, because of if you want to see some really damn cool CGI like fights and stuff like that.
Oh, I thought you said it was called Land of Lust. I'm immediately disappointed. No, I'm kidding.
I like the story too. There's cool. A bit of an intrigue. It's like, what's going on here? Kind of, why are there like these things, aliens coming towards us and blah blah and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't want to get too much into it. I recommend it to you because if you like Trigun. Okay, Mario movie, go. Mario.
So my opinion of the Mario movie. So I think the animation looks stellar, but that was never up for question. We knew that was going to look good.
Like Nintendo better make that look good. Yeah, honestly.
Yeah. And of course, you know, some of the voice actors are just killing it. Other voice acting is like subpar or just like serviceable. We've talked about that too. My only actual gripe, that's like a very minor gripe, is that Mario does not have his skill yet. Like he starts off at 0 and has to like work up to being skillful. That kind of bothered me because I wanted to just like show up and be able to do stuff. Kind of like how Sonic showed up. He was already fast. He didn't have to like learn how to be fast. That would have been like really dumb, I feel like. So to see Mario get like just job to Donkey Kong was a bit sad to see because they're like rivals.
Do you know what's going on in the trailer, the plot at least? Do you kind of see what they're doing? Because it seems pretty obvious why Mario isn't that good at fighting or what he does.
Because
I know Princess Peach is...
Yes.
Huh? He's what?
He's been isekai'd.
He's been isekai'd. Oh, okay, fair enough.
Like, because think about it. It's like wow, what is this wonderful world that I'm in? What's going on? So it's like... So probably
that's also kind of dumb. I get that feeling too. Yeah, that he doesn't know what it is.
To be fair, that was Nintendo of America's like original story for it. That's where the whole Mario from Brooklyn thing came from.
That is the original.
They dropped that around Mario 64 or so. They just kind of stopped bringing it up. So
they do kind of have to do that, don't they? Because otherwise he would like not get to introduce himself to Peach and everybody, which is what you kind of have to do and also, to like introduce all the characters.
They do want to set up the world and stuff like that. Oh, the Mario Kingdom, and stuff like that.
But this leads to my next complaint, and I'm gonna try it like, really hard to say without sounding. This is the same thing.
Okay.
So it's just an extension now. It's like DLC. It's a DLC add-on to my complaint.
Ooh,
so
DLC complaint. Let's go. Yeah.
I'm a bit nitpicky that like the one training him how to be better at like fighting is Princess Peach.
Well,
and I'm like, huh?
It does have a Marvel Phase 4 kind of vibe in that regard.
And I'm like, wait a minute.
About that.
Like Princess Peach is the one who gets kidnapped all the time. Why would she know? Like she's the one that gets. Is she not going to get kidnapped now? Because you can't do that anymore. You can't have like damsels in distress.
It's hard. I mean, who else is going to train?
It should have been Daisy. Should have been Daisy. Daisy should train him. That'd be funny. Like if Princess Peach was just like accurate to the games and like super sweet and kind, a bit too emotional, and then Daisy comes in and they just retcon her to be like the opposite tomboy bitch. She's like, all right, Mario, square up. We gotta save Princess Peach.
Technically speaking, I mean, she is the tomboy.
Or you could just get the that classic moment where Peach is saying that Mario's going to be trained so he can fight Bowser, and he's like, oh, who's going to train me? And he sees like some big tough guy outside, maybe like a big roided out Toad, like the kind of guy you'd expect to be. Like he's just like a big drill sergeant guy, but he's got like the Toad hat. And then it's like, then Daisy just like throws off her dress, and she's wearing like some kind of like, it's kind of like what Peach wears in the trailer. It's like Daisy wears that under her dress the whole time, and she's like, me. And he's like, oh, and then Luigi's there off to the side like,
no, but Luigi is Princess Peach in this movie. They're gonna save him, very obviously.
Oh, it does seem like the setup, doesn't it? Oh, you're right.
It's very clear that's what's going on.
I mean, to be fair, I do get the impression that because they have these two comedians playing Bowser and his captive Luigi, that we might get some fun back and forth between the two. There might be some good chemistry there. I mean, those two do seem to be two of the people who are doing the best with the material they're given. So hopefully we'll at least get when it cut. I mean, hopefully it's not just like it cuts back to those two and it's like, oh yeah, fun little banter. Then it cuts back to Mario and Peach like, no, go back.
I want to see the Bowser X Luigi ship. Come on now. Come on, show me more of that.
But that was like my only gripe, is that they changed Peach just so like she's not the stereotypical princess damsel, but that's like what Mario was. So I'm a bit scared there could be more of that in the movie where they just change things because they're afraid like, oh well, it's made for a modern audience, so.
Yes, and that's one
what
thing.
Thing is,
so you go.
What a modern audience wants in this Mario movie is for at some point Bowser to become Bowsette. That's what a modern audience wants.
If they ever reference that would be like.
It's got to be at least one joke. You're right. They got to be at least one joke.
Legendary.
I know how they do it. I know how they do it. Like Bowser saying that he wants to capture Peach, to own her, to possess her, and Luigi thinks he means like body possession, but it just means like just to own her, like as a trophy. And he's like, so it's like, so then he imagines like Bowser possessing Peach's body, and it's Bowsette.
Oh, imagine. That's funny. Like, the reason why I'm saying this doesn't look too bad right now, it's because if this was any other Illumination movie or like any other mainstream, I don't know, like Smurf the movie, Garfield the movie, it would be like playing freaking what was that song that they played in the Sonic movie, the something Paradise, the
Gangster's Paradise.
They'll play Gangster's Paradise in the Mario movie, and I'll be like, what's going on here? And then, like some sort of like cutaway joke and stuff like the most like traditional Hollywood-y kind of trailer and movie you can imagine. That's how. Yeah. That's the bar that I'm happy that it surpasses by seeing this trailer. It looks like it's in the Mario movie at least. It doesn't look like there's gonna be like a fart joke or something like that. Like,
I'm sure there'll be fart jokes. I'm sure
probably,
that's going to be in it.
But at least it doesn't seem like it's going to be like very Adam Sandler-y. I guess that's one way to put it from the trailers. That's why I think it's. My bar is that low, so that's why I think it does look kind of impressive for now.
I picture it being just below Sonic in terms of like how the fans are going to receive it. It's going to be fine, but it's not going to be like, oh my gosh, so good. But I think among the normies, it's going to be more successful than Sonic.
The thing is, Sonic did still take place in a live action like setting and like, you know, human world. This is the Mario Kingdom. That is a huge advantage that it does have over the Sonic movie. Well, for now, at least the movie's not out.
Yeah, one of the reasons I'm really hoping it does well is because for decades Nintendo was so protective of their IPs. Like the last adaptation outside of like a comic or a manga or something,
or a short YouTube videos and stuff. There's some shorts,
F-Zero from like 2004, 5.
I thought you were gonna say the original Mario movie.
I mean, as far as Hollywood goes, yes. Like otherwise, they've only been letting it go to the odd Japanese people. But yeah, like so, I feel like there is a huge responsibility for these guys to not fuck this up, so that maybe we can get a good Zelda movie, or F-Zero.
Oh wait!
Pikmin.
About to say Pokemon, but they did that a couple years ago.
I was thinking that as well. I was thinking, oh yeah, they did that.
Funny.
Maybe that's why they've been allowed to do it. Who knows?
But you're right. Maybe I'm just being too overly cynical. But I'm now just sad because I wanted to see Luigi and Mario like teaming up on an adventure, and I won't get to see that, will I?
Maybe half of it, because there is a clip of Luigi running around with a bunch of dry bones chasing him. So maybe.
That's true.
The movie is short though, from what I've heard. It's gonna be like maybe like 80 minutes, kind of short now, like an hour and 30. But like, we'll see.
That's better than the Avatar, which is 3 hours and 12 minutes. That's a long-ass movie.
That's right. Avatar. That came out. Speaking of more recent movies, the reason I want to bring up this other movie that I watched is because like during the Lightyear conversation, TrunUnderDawg, you were kind of talking about like how modern animation has been kind of failing a lot. It's just like nothing really good is going on around here and stuff. I watched a movie that came out recently that I think is like friggin' amazing in terms of an animated movie.
Cool.
I think nobody knows what I'm talking about.
Is it a Western one?
No, it's
an Eastern one.
Oh, it's the Western one. It's the Western one that came out recently.
Is it Avatar?
It is competing with Avatar, but no, I watched Puss.
Oh, the Shrek movie?
Yeah, Puss and Boots. That one.
I've heard it's good. Yeah.
That movie like shocked me because it's one of those movies that's like I saw the first trailer, I'm like, oh hell yeah, this animation looks good. The animation style looks really good. Okay, whatever, I don't care. It's like it's a sequel to a Shrek spinoff that nobody cares about. Whatever. And then the movie came out, and this is one of those movies I didn't get excited because of the trailers or like the art style. I got excited because so many people, like word of mouth, say like this is a masterpiece. Like it's so good. And I'm like, okay. And I watch it, and I'm like, I can understand when people are comparing it with Spider-Verse and stuff like that. Like, it's
Spider-Verse is mid.
Oh!
Compared to Shrek. But no, I'm just kidding.
I think the biggest reason to compare it is because the art style, mostly, because it is also going for that like 2D art, like painted like into 3D kind of art. It reminded me of Arcane.
Cool.
Like that art.
It's that way the whole time. I didn't notice that in the trailers. I thought it just like would change styles every now and then. I didn't think it stuck to like a different style the whole movie.
It's the same style though. They're the same like sort of like Arcane kind of art style throughout the movie.
Wow.
Yeah,
Sick.
it's very beautiful. The art style alone like already got me so interested in this movie. There's like the action scenes in this movie are like stellar. They're like
cool.
There's a style that they do where in the movie everyone's kind of moving normally maybe, but once it gets into an action scene, it will drop frames. Like literally the characters will like turn into like 3 frames per second just to show like more like the motions and like more pizzazz.
The key poses and stuff.
Yeah, and it's funny because like whenever the frame drops, it's like, oh, time to get hyped now. The action scene's starting. Time to get hyped and stuff like that. I think the story is pretty good too. Like throughout, it's not. I don't think it's like too complicated or like too like Shakespeareanly amazing or stuff like that. But like it does have a pretty like cool message like around the end. But some of the things I really enjoyed, particularly in this movie, which is very interesting for me to say about like any movie recently, is the villains are really good. Like,
nice.
I don't think I can say that for many things that happened recently, but like the villains are really fun. There's like multiple of them in this movie, and they add like a very I don't want to say so much about it, but they add like a very cool dynamic to like the adventure and stuff like that. Because like it's sort of, have you guys seen the trailer? Do you guys kind of know the plot or?
No.
Isn't it like how he like lost his remaining lives or something? Because the joke is that he has like 9 lives or something.
So yeah, so it's like, so he's gonna like go wish his lives back or something like that. Well, like there are other factions who want to like get that like wish, and so it's kind of like,
that MacGuffin. They want it.
Yeah. So it's kind of like who can get there first, and it's like competing with each other, and that's really fun. That whole aspect about it. But like I'm so shocked to even say this, but I think the best thing about this movie is one of the villains in particular is like one of the best like cinematic villains like ever. Like really well done, like like insanely good. It's like it's kind of like what they wished they could do with Gore in Thor: Love and Thunder, where it's like, I am like very menacing. Ooh, I capture kids. Yeah. It's like I gotta like literally put my mouth over Thor so I can talk menacingly over him and stuff like that. Whereas in this movie, that particular villain, when he just shows up, it is like a completely different feel to like this whole entire movie. It's like la-di-la, fun adventure type kind of movie, and then they just threw in like Hannibal Lecter in the movie or something. It's like a completely different vibe. It's like, oh shit, it's time to get kind of like serious like in this kind of situation, and it's great. It's like and then like what they do with this villain later on like throughout the movie and is like one of the best points about it in my opinion. So yeah,
cool.
I've seen a shot that I'm sure is going to be a Twitter meme for a while.
Oh, which one?
Is where Puss can kind of sense that he's behind him, and like his hair all starts like stand on end like in a wave, and then he turns around and sees the guy, and it's like that's going to be a meme.
It is a meme already. Actually, they already green screened that one. There's many memes that came out from this movie already. I'll actually even put one in my video too, because there's just a lot of stuff. But yeah, overall, like if you feel like you want some very good like modern animation that's like I'm just gonna say this is my favorite DreamWorks movie. Like, I think it's like
Nice.
the best one they've done, and it's insane. It's a spin-off of Shrek, and the first one isn't that great either. It's like, what the heck happened?
It's like I was gonna say too. You can tell it's not a Disney movie when the villains are actually good. Because lately the Disney animations don't have villains at all, and if they do, they're very lackluster villains. So.
Recently,
Sorry.
and the classic ones
I wanted
are
to
still,
shove
like,
that. Oh yeah, the classics are amazing. That's why I'm
classics
just
are still
saying, like,
amazing, yeah.
and sometimes DreamWorks does knock it out of the park. Everyone loved How to Train Your Dragon.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
The first 2 Shrek films everyone liked, so
Kung
they
Fu
can knock it out of the
Panda
park
is
sometimes.
Also really good too. Like, there are things I
Kung Fu
like
Panda.
about DreamWorks. So I'm not saying it lightly that I think this is the best one. Like, it is really
I'm really
good.
impressed. You're giving it a lot of praise. I may have to see it today. Today might be my off day where I just don't make a video.
Ooh, okay. But yeah, like, I kind of treat this movie kind of like how I feel with. Have you guys heard of Everything Everywhere All at Once?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that movie is like okay. It's like there's some things I can complain about or some nitpicks, but it's just like I don't care about them because I enjoyed the ride so much that I just kind of want to give it a 10 out of 10. That's kind of how I feel about this new Puss in Boots movie, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's so fun.
I like that movie too.
Everything
I
Everywhere
just
All
wish
at
they
Once
didn't have the
is-
sausage or hot dog fingers. Other than that, it was a great movie.
Yeah,
I hated that scene.
It's so disgusting.
And they kept going back to it, and it was really grossing me out. And like, it's meant to be funny, I think, but I was just so uncomfortable. But the film as a whole is really, really good.
I did
like
think
it.
when
It's
they
fun.
brought the Jamie Lee Curtis part with it, it was kind of touching though. Like at the end, you know, the feet
Yeah.
piano and whatnot. But yeah, I don't want to get too much into that
The
because that's a
feet
whole
piano.
other can of worms.
Yeah.
I
I
love
forgot about
movie
that.
too.
Oh, well, we met our quota.
Yeah.
Oh my shit! I said the fit. Ah! No, damn it! I broke the curse. Ah, damn it! I was trying to defend the sausage scene too.
Yeah.
Shit.
It was you. It was you, Barry.
I gotta hook myself. I don't know.
I actually watched that movie when I was on a plane flight, so it was like the
Oh.
best plane flight ever.
Snake, tell us about Fire Emblem Engage.
Well, we'll get to that in a minute. First, and I want to go back up to a little thing. Is Dog, when you said that you're looking for anime to watch, there is one you can watch. A good recommendation.
Okay.
Oh
yeah, we're gonna watch
Oh
Fate.
my gosh.
Oh, that's ReZero. We can watch ReZero.
Hey,
Yeah,
he
Fate.
spent a whole entire episode like explaining about this. Remember,
Remind me which one I'm supposed to watch. Like Fate Stay Night is the one
the
I should
very
actually
first
watch.
one. The very
right?
first one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works, just Fate Stay Night.
They say that. Keep
That's
that
not
in
a
mind.
spoiler, is it? That she's in half currently? That's not a spoiler? Okay,
No,
good.
because this is another thing I wanted to talk about, because this arrived, and it was like this. It was broken in two
Oh,
when
shit.
it arrived.
Oh,
And-
no.
And I might be able to glue it together, but you still have the issue of, see how her legs are? The stand didn't arrive with it.
No, what
What
the
the
fuck?
heck?
That's so sad.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so the metal peg that goes into a foot to connect it to the base, that arrived. That's fine, but there's no base. I did get a refund, fortunately.
Oh,
and
okay,
I still
that's
have
nice.
the figure, so I need to try and find an alternative base and glue her together. So it might be salvageable.
Very
But if
cool.
not, at least I got the money back, so I could just buy from another seller.
Good.
Because
That's why-
this is a really solid one.
It
is
looks
good.
good, yeah.
I mean, if you watch Trash Taste, this is the figure they have in the background.
Oh, really? Whoa,
I do like
that's
Trash
cool.
Taste. They're fun.
Oh, yeah.
I like Saber a lot, so I want to have a good figure of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking
enough,
of
fair
trash taste, like, out of everybody that I chatted with, like, who watched Puss in Boots, because everybody really likes this movie. I think like the only person who had like issues with it is like my brother. And
Oh, okay.
do you know in Trash Taste, they get into like these very very petty but super funny arguments where it's like I
I
actually
don't watch that
think
terrible podcast. It's a garbage podcast.
I actually
terrible,
don't
fuck 'em.
think bread is that
Not
good.
good. It's a great one.
There is no good bread or like boneless chicken and stuff like that. All those like
Yeah.
arguments. I feel like oh this is
Those are
silly.
petty.
It's like I'm never gonna like see this kind of conversation happen or something. Ha. And then like
Yeah,
my
yeah.
brother says something about the Puss in Boots movie that everybody unanimously love, and he's like, I actually don't think that was a good thing. I was just I felt that like
Oh.
I felt like Sea Dog VA in my body like it's like oh agree to disagree. Ooh. Oh,
Yep, agree to disagree.
but Snake, you triggered the thing because you showed your figures. So now it's my turn to show my figures this time because I I got something pretty spicy to show.
Cool.
So you guys remember my beloved KK in a wheelchair figure that I've assembled, but after rummaging through my stuff recently, I found the the original owner of the wheelchair. How dare you steal it? There's only one room for one cripple. But yeah, like just randomly, because we're cleaning out our house right now. Found Professor Xavier. I think I got I got Logan here too, or Wolverine. I don't know what version of this is him though. Like which I'm sure it's from the movies.
Origins
looks like the Origins, yeah.
Oh,
yeah, that's where he has that jacket. I don't remember him having the red shirt, but I think that's where he had that jacket.
Yeah. Wait, but Xavier wasn't even in Origins. Why did it come? Who cares?
Yes.
Was he in
Well,
Origins?
the very first X-Men movie too.
Scene.
He has a very similar. Sorry.
Okay, but it's been a while.
Could
but yeah,
be the very first X-Men
got some
movie.
funny X-Men figures to show you guys. I just wanted to show you the bit with the Xavier, but yeah. so yeah, let's move on to Fire Emblem Engage, which just came out like
before that.
Oh, another one before that.
So did you two get anything good for Christmas?
Well, this thing.
Aside from that.
Okay. Aside from that, I guess Xavier, and I had a good, happy, fun pizza Annihilation time with my friends. That was basically the Christmas in January. But yeah.
I don't think I got anything really. I spent time with my family. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
My brother got me this.
Oh,
whoa, wait.
Dun,
What's
is
the
it?
top? I can't
Is it
really
the original?
see it.
Mega Drive.
Oh, wait.
Or the Genesis if you have no taste.
Oh, is that like an OG like MK1 game?
Yeah.
Damn. Oh, let's see the back cover. Oh, look at that shit.
Hot collector's item.
Woo.
And what I love about it is because, I mean, I'm sure it'll probably still be flipped in the actual final video.
I'll keep that in mind. I'll keep that in mind.
Because it's flipped on mine. That doesn't say combat. That says Tabmock. Subscribe to Tabmock99.
On Discord, it is like Mortal Kombat. But yeah, I think when you send me the video file, it is flipped. So I'll have to flip it back.
Yeah.
There.
I mean, I don't mind if you leave it so it says Tabmock the whole time. That'd be pretty base.
That's pretty funny.
But that goes down there with my other MK games. So it goes 1, 4, Deadly Alliance, Shaolin Monks. I don't have a copy of Deception anymore. I need to get that again.
Get the Molina cover.
Okay. That has pissed me off for over a decade. That there were, because the collector's edition for Deception, there were 5 versions with different covers. There was Molina, Baraka, Raiden, Scorpion, Sub-Zero. I think it was somewhat system limited. Like I think Sub-Zero was only on PS2. And we never got that in Europe. We only had the standard edition. I would absolutely have gone for that if we'd had it. Then MK versus
Sorry.
MK versus DCU, same thing happened. We didn't get that over here. That amazing Alex Ross cover and the comic by John Tobias, we didn't get that.
Shit.
And that comic actually had a few characters. Apparently, it's like Tim Drake, Johnny Cage, Goro. They were around, but they just got erased from reality when the universes started merging. We didn't get any of the special editions, I don't think, until MK9, and we didn't even get the same one. We didn't get the bookends. We got the little figure over there.
Ah, I see.
Well, you got the Sub-Zero helmet.
Yeah, finally we got something just for us. Took fucking forever.
Took 20 years, but there you go.
Do you get anything interesting, dog?
I mean, I guess I can do a little bit for this. I'll be right back.
All right. Because last time you did mention you guys did do the Christmas exchanges with your family and stuff like that. I remember from the last episode. What was like a line from Logan or something? I kind of forgot. I remember it. Spoilers of Logan, by the way.
Wheels?
No, I meant like the Logan movie. What the frick is that?
Can you
what
see it?
The heck?
It's a giant. It's Ivy from Soul Calibur 2.
Oh my gosh! Your sisters
Yeah,
must
so, I mean,
love
it's not
you to
open
give you
yet.
that. Did your sisters give you that?
Let's put it on the desk.
We all got our figures on our desks right now.
Oh shit!
I got
tangled.
I got Logan sitting on KK's lap right there, Papa KK's lap. He perfectly
That is
sits
good.
on
And
it.
then Put Xavier on his shoulders.
Xavier. Oh, let's see if I can. I can't really put Xavier. Xavier is just begging for his wheelchair back. Please give me back.
I don't know how well you can see her back there, but there's Sophitia.
Yeah, she's back there too. So it's very big. Very big Ivy.
It is very big. Are you gonna
statue.
Put that in the background eventually?
Big Ivy with big honkaroonies.
Yeah, well, they're reasonable honkaroonies, at least in this version, because in 4 is when they got ridiculous. Like, they just kept getting bigger. See, there's a misconception that I think that less clothing equals better costume. That's not true. This is my favorite actual costume that Ivy's ever had, because it's actually something you could reasonably wear, and it still has the dominatrix vibe and whatnot. So I like it, and I'm gonna unbox it. I'm just excited they have a Soul Calibur figure at all. It's pretty rare to find big Soul Calibur figures. They have a small one like Sophia, but she came with Soul Calibur 6. It's one of those smaller ones. This is a big boy. That here's the funny part. I bought 2 by accident. I don't know how that fucking happened. They were expensive.
What? You bought 2 of those?
Yeah, I bought 2 by accident.
Goodness
gracious. If anybody wants one for half off, let me know in the comments. You can email me. Like, my email is public on my channel. We can make a deal. I'll give it to you for half off.
That's
I have 2 nice of them. I don't want it.
But don't you? But shouldn't you do like some sort of giveaway or something? Like, oh, one of you commenters, you might get the Ivy figure or something like that. Isn't that really good? I could,
but it's $800. I don't know if I want to give away $800.
And you just got 2.
And it's probably worth $1,000 now because they only make a set amount, so it's probably went up in price already because there's like you can't buy it now. Like they shipped out, so if you don't already have it, you don't have it. You know what I mean? So it probably went up.
Snake is the figure expert here, and he just heard $800. He really went like,
yes.
I don't go that expensive. I've never gone over like maybe a bit over 100.
Yeah, my most expensive figure is probably 100 that I have. Let me see.
That booty. You gotta pay for that ass. See the ass shot?
Gotta get paid for that premium ass. You gotta pay for that ass. Premium VIP ass. Prestige. The prestige skin.
They've only made 700 of these in existence. So
700 of them. Okay, very impressive. Yeah, if I ever get like a figure like that, I probably have to find something that I really, really like. Like top of my head, I can think of like Bloodborne figure or something, because those look really sick.
Oh yeah, those are cool. Yeah,
something like that. That was.
I don't know where she's gonna fucking go. I'm out of room back here. But you asked me if I got anything cool. That's something cool that I got. I have too many of them. Literally too many. But
Snake, it's on a discount, $400. It's pretty good. Get it now. Ooh.
I don't know where to put it.
That's fair. Valid.
Valid.
So finally,
Fire Emblem Engage. Review time.
But before that,
another thing.
Because this is actually related, though. To be fair, because I've only recently finished Fire Emblem 3 Houses because of the 4 routes, and because I've been trying to get through that as quickly as possible.
DLC.
And it still took over 200 hours just to do the 4 campaigns.
Wow.
And one of those is a fucking waste of time. Because it is just the same as the 2 of the other routes, just with like a couple of extra lines of context for some of the backstory stuff. And I was shocked to learn that was the first route they came up with, the Silver Snow route. That was the first one they came up with, and it's the worst one by far. Like, if someone wanted to play the game, I would honestly recommend don't do that one. Find out the criteria to go on Crimson Flower and just do that and the other 2. Skip Silver Snow. It's a waste of time.
Is that the DLC shenanigans, or is that like...
No, the DLC is a separate standalone mini campaign.
Okay. Wait.
Yeah, so that's its own thing.
So how do you get there, like the silver? Which one of the 3 do you have to be the teacher?
You pick Black Eagles, and then you have to meet a few basic criteria, which is basically just be close with Edelgard. And then when you get to just before like the halfway point, you'll be given a couple of dialogue options which will decide whether you're going to side with Edelgard and do Crimson Flower or be against Edelgard and do Silver Snow. Silver Snow is the church route, and it's terrible.
I know why now. Now that you're talking like that.
Yeah,
I know why now.
I've been scripting a wasted potential. I just had to make sure, because I had to make sure I could get through all the routes first, then so I could know for sure. At first, I thought, oh, this one is very similar to the Blue Lions route, and then it turns out actually, well, this is because structurally Blue Lions and Golden Day routes are quite similar. But like this is just almost beat for beat the same as the Golden Day route. The same levels, just like it's one level shorter, and you get a different final level. So I'm gonna do a wasted potential on that.
I was thinking like the reason why you hate it is because going against Edelgard. What?
I mean, you do that in every route except for her own. So
yeah.
which makes hers the best by default, of course. So I'm planning that one and doing a video on Three Hopes, which is the Muso spin-off. But I wanted to make sure I could get through Three Houses first before I could do that. So I've been waiting on doing that one for months now. It's taken me a few months to get through Three Houses. Because again, it's like 120 hours for the 4 routes. Not counting the DLC, which was an extra
for one
10
route.
or so.
Oh my!
No, not all of them. For the full.
Still a lot of time.
It is.
I can't even call myself a gamer anymore. Y'all are like making me look pathetic. I spend 4 hours playing Elden Ring, and I'm like, I'm done.
Yeah, because I wanted to deal through everything in Elden Ring. I spent 250 hours on that shit. Like, you don't need to. You can finish in 30 hours, honestly, if you want to. TrunUnderDawg.
I'm also much time.
I'm also going to do a timeline origins video for the Three Houses characters as they appear in the mobile game Fire Emblem Heroes.
Oh.
Because I did one for the Three Hopes characters a few months ago. I'm just going to do one for the Three Houses characters. Plus any extra Three Hopes characters have been added since, but there's like 80 of those currently total, so it's a lot. But obviously I had to get through all the routes, so it could be like, okay, well this is clearly from this route, because of this thing the character says and stuff like that. But yeah, I finished that last, at the time of recording, today is the 22nd. Yep, so I finished that last Tuesday. And then 3 days later, Fire Emblem Engage came out, so I started playing that.
What the
shit?
Okay, no, I'm sorry. I'm zapping a mosquito, and it was on this thing. I was zapping it, and it flew off. What the? That's why I made that. Sorry.
Your lightning is weak.
So yeah, you literally only had 2 days.
I should have put Devora in my video. God damn it. Fuck.
What?
That was a joke that I wanted to do. I didn't write it down. My Mortal Kombat characters that I could beat. I was gonna kill Devora with like various bug killing stuff. The joke was gonna be that like no one just came at her with like the raid, like the spray, like to kill bugs, or like a blue light that she'd fly into and die.
No. What you really need is you need to get to time it in such a way where you can get it, so you can say, like, all you need to do to beat Devora is go at her with a kind of Raid Shadow Legends, the sponsor of today's video.
Raid, that's right. That's pretty funny.
I was hoping we could avoid that. The second the word raid left my lips, I knew somebody was going to make a raid joke.
Okay. Snake couldn't
People still get mad at me over that.
Snake couldn't deliver the feat, but he did deliver the sponsorship, at least.
Yes, he did. Yeah, so I started playing Engage. I've played, the only other mainline Fire Emblem I've played was Awakening, which was like a decade ago.
Yeah.
And so Engage is more classic style ones. There are things that Three Houses did that are quite different. A lot of people would compare it to Persona 5, and I can definitely see where they're coming from with that.
Yeah, relationships and stuff.
Yeah, this one is more a bit more lax in that, because that one's based on like a timer. But effectively, we have so many time slots to do things.
Yeah.
Like in Persona, whereas here it's just like you can just go and do just go revisit a map and just fight some random enemies. You can just do it whenever you want. It's fine. So if your character's a bit under leveled, just do a bit of grinding.
Okay.
It's a dirty word.
There are also certain tropes the game has that are annoying. Like a classic staple of the Fire Emblem series is you have certain characters who have got really good stats at the start, but the growth potential is very limited. And so you'll want to swap them out with other characters as you go. And like, so because I'm not that familiar with the older games, I wasn't that familiar with that trope. I knew it existed, but not to the extent it is here, where one of the characters gets very little experience. But instead of like straight away trying to make it clear that's what this character's role is by having to be level 10 at the start, he's level 1. He just has really good stats, but he takes forever to level up, and it's like, oh, I see. So once I've got a full party, I should just drop him immediately for someone else. The art style is interesting. Like you've seen how different the art looks in this one, I'm sure.
Yeah, it looks more cute anime-y, I guess.
Yeah, it's very like Genshin Impact style.
Okay.
I mean, I kind of get it. Like the artist has done designs for VTubers.
Oh,
and so you can
okay.
see, like,
That's interesting.
So you can see the kind of like what I think the character's like a mouse, like one of the HoloLive characters.
Iron Mouse.
Iron Mouse.
Yes, I think
is that
that's
HoloLive? I think she's just a VTuber. I'm not too sure.
She's my wife.
No, you're talking about the dog. You're talking about the dog, right? The brown hair one.
No, it's a different one. It's
another mouse.
It's like a mouse with like red and black hair, I think. I think she's from like generation 2 or 3 of HoloLive English.
Okay.
But this person did the model for that character.
I can ask my
VTuber
like fan friend about these sort of things because like I don't think neither of us are VTuber fans.
Yeah. Because like you look at these characters, some of them look a bit odd for like a Fire Emblem character. But if you imagine them like in the corner of the screen playing the game, you'd be like, oh, okay, that makes a lot more sense.
Wasn't it when the game just got released, people were putting like the main character like as a VTuber playing Apex Legends or something, just putting it right there.
Probably.
Awesome.
But yeah, so the style is okay. It's just it feels a little bit off. I'm not sure it's not bad. I just don't think this is what I would necessarily go for. And then, especially considering the fact this game also has previous characters in the Emblem rings, and they look as they originally looked, other than like facial features and that matching this new style. And so some of the characters particularly the girls, they look a bit off. Going into this style,
like NetherRealm, look a bit off until MK11. Yeah.
Oh, I get it. But like I know like Edogar has like a bigger forehead in this new version and stuff.
It's not a big deal. It's just that the characters are a bit look a little off is all. But the actual outfits are still the same as what they normally are, and so. Some of these characters were designed for like on like the GameCube or the GBA, so the designs are very simple. And you compare it to what some of these characters have got, and it just seems it kind of clashes. But
I kind of like the idea of that though, just like different art style of a character is like mishmashing because they are from previous games and stuff like that.
I mean, you have that to an extent in Fire Emblem Heroes, where each character will have different artists drawing them. So there are some who will do like a dozen characters they'll draw, but like you get like a batch of 4 characters, and each one will have a different artist drawing them, and they can look very different. Some will go for like a more cutesy anime-ish style. Some will go for almost like a more painted style. And so they look like some of the characters look like they're just using older art, even though they're not.
Oh, okay.
But
is Ike kind of a buff boy, or is he a twink boy in this game?
I think he's buff, even though ironically he's here to represent the game when he was the twink, because another character represents the buff boy game.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Like
they went the JoJo route where everyone's buff. Guys.
Every main entry is represented here, except for like the second Marth game, because I think they just both those get represented together most of the time by just Marth.
That is interesting. Would you say this is kind of like a big old like the Smash Bros or Fire Emblem games, because there's so many? I know in a sense every Fire Emblem game you could still have units from previous like games, but they're kind of like just an artwork or something, if I'm not mistaken, like an Awakening. I think that's what they do. They had some of them. At least you could fight them. I'm not sure you could recruit them, but they're at least around. Oh,
God damn it! God fucking damn it! I didn't even touch it. I didn't even touch it this time. It's not my fault.
Dark Souls sound effect. It's like a jump scare at this point. It's like, what's gonna happen? It's so sudden too. It just happens. It shouldn't be that funny, but I don't know. I got a good laugh out of that. Recruit, fight something.
Yeah, you could fight them and stuff. I think you could recruit a few of them in some of those. But here it's a rep from each game. But it's not even a unique premise, because this is the 3rd time we've had a Fire Emblem game that is about characters from previous games effectively being summoned to another world to fight against a villainous faction that also makes use of summoned heroes from those other games.
But is
the Warriors game,
the first
the Warriors
one is
game and the mobile game?
That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
Okay, then
that's the difference.
Kind of is fair at least.
Yeah, but it's they've not done much unique with that concept, because it is still. Because we had Warriors, which was characters from 3 of the games being summoned into this other world to fight this threat, from a rival kingdom. And then Heroes is the same, but it's from all the games being summoned. Even Tokyo Mirage Sessions has a few characters in there. And we almost had a fourth. This would have been the fourth one if Three Hopes had gone with the original plan, which was just Warriors 2.
Okay.
But they changed their minds because Koei Tecmo worked on Three Houses because they'd worked on Warriors. So then they were going to do Warriors 2, but then they decided to instead focus it on Three Houses. And that's why we got Three Hopes. So this would have been the fourth big crossover of Fire Emblem characters, but it ended up being the third.
Okay.
Oh.
But off topic. Who's repping in the Awakening?
Lucina.
Okay. I guess so. She's the most popular.
Yeah, some of the characters are just there because of that. Like, if you're gonna have one character representing the Blazing Blade, it's never going to be the main character, Eliwood. Partly because he looks a lot like his son Roy, but also because Lindis is in that game.
Oh, then was it Lynn or?
Yeah,
of course. So, she's too popular.
Because, I mean, a lot of people may not realize this, but she's been in Smash longer than most of the Fire Emblem characters in Smash because she's been an assist trophy since Brawl.
Yeah.
So she's always been around.
Ha! gotta time that.
She's the solo rep for her game in Warriors because they have the 3 games, but they also have her and Celica as just extra characters that you can unlock.
Okay.
So Lynn's just and in Heroes she has like 8 variants.
Oh wow.
There's like 8 versions of her. So. Yeah, it's like I think the characters with the most alts are her and Camilla, who I think has 9.
Oh, Camilla.
Camilla's the purple-haired, like big booba, big cis girl from Fates.
Big booba.
Yeah. Wait, is she in the new game or?
No, but she's in Heroes, but she has a bunch of alts. Fates is represented by Corrin.
Oh, so it's just Corrin. Okay, male or female?
Yeah, female.
Okay, that is the more popular one.
Yeah, then they have male Byleth.
Oh, okay. But wait, I thought all 3 of the. Oh no. So there are more characters, and okay.
Yeah, and they're because the DLCs added more characters from those games in these bracelets. Yeah. So we have Tiki because she's very popular. She even has an amiibo and everything. And then it also gets the 3 house leaders from 3 houses in one bracelet.
Ah, there you go. That's why Byleth is in it too. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, so I think there's like 3 more bracelets coming via DLC.
But can you talk to them and have relationships with these characters too, or?
Well, okay, so supports are a classic thing in these games where certain pairs of characters will have 2 to 3 conversations, or like scenes where it's like one conversation split up, and then it's basically like their relationship advancing. And they're very short in this one for some reason. Like going off 3 hopes in houses where they could be quite lengthy. Like some of these could in hopes were like 2.5 minutes, but here they're like a minute each. And then, but each playable character has a set of bond events with every single Emblem character, and a bond is basically just like a 2-line exchange.
Okay.
But they all have them, and they are specific to them, like what the Captain of the Guard will comment on how he failed in his task previously to a certain other character, and that character will have a unique response to that. But they're so short, and the 3 houses characters suffer from that because it's one for each of them. So the first one is Claude, then Dimitri, then Edelgard. That means every character only gets one of these with each of those 3 characters.
Yeah, that's a little too bad then.
Yeah, and unfortunately the emblems don't interact with each other outside of a few scenes. Like when you get Tiki, because you already have Marth, they'll have a little conversation because they're good friends. Whereas, I mean, I don't know if there'll be anything for Byleth and the house heads, but you don't get, say, just Roy having a conversation with Lucina.
Okay, that's a little too bad.
They might comment later on, which is a bit of a shame. Which is a shame because like one of the best things you get in Heroes is when you have these events where the characters will talk to each other. Or in Warriors, where you had Lucina, who poses as Marth, having a conversation line with Marth.
That's fun. Yeah.
I was thinking she's like, "I'm sorry, I'm sorry for using your name," and he's like, "It's fine. I'm glad you were able to give people hope by using my name." And it's like really sweet
cute
stuff.
Yeah, like I would imagine that means that Heroes does a bit better on that fan service part. But I'm assuming I get an engage. They want you to use more than new characters. I'm assuming that's probably why.
Yeah, I could. It's one of the things that makes it feel different is Heroes is a Japanese crossover through and through, and by that I mean it's one that it's a crossover, but they have a few original characters who are the focus, and the other characters are there to support them. Whereas, and there is that to an extent here, but this feels more like there's like guests rather than as like it's not marketed as a crossover in a way, if that makes any sense.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Like it's not like Kingdom Hearts where it's like this is a Disney Final Fantasy crossover, but then as the series goes on, they become less and less important. It's all about the OCs.
Okay.
Like this is a Fire Emblem game with a full brand new Fire Emblem cast, but we've also got these classic characters thrown in.
Okay.
So there's a point where we're looking at. I think there's almost no point in having these Emblem characters be classic Fire Emblem characters. They might as well have just had them be new characters.
But fan service, so that's why.
It reminds me of Tokyo Mirage Sessions, because that did a similar thing where the characters basically have personas that are these weird redesigns of characters like Chrom and Cedar.
Oh.
And Tiki's there, and it's weird, but yeah, like Engage is doing a lot to harken back to the older games. Like you have the world map and stuff, like your character runs along, and when I see a lab running along, it almost reminds me of the visuals of the GameCube games.
That was a really bright red light there, dog.
Ignore me. It's fixed.
That is what I've been doing for the last like 10 minutes. Yes. So. Yeah, to not go on for too long, because I don't want Dog to get bored and quit.
No, I was going to ask some questions when it was time, because I had like some normie questions to ask that I was like thinking of while you were talking. But go ahead.
I'm liking the game so far.
Okay.
The thing that the biggest pet peeve is the fact that it's still one of those games where you can name the character, and that means no one will call them by name.
Yeah, such a traditional thing that games are just doing.
And I've really turned against that kind of thing in recent years. Like I'm tired of like, here's your Persona gang hanging out. It's like oh, how you doing, Ryuji? How you doing, Anne? How you doing?
And then it will say in the title whatever your name is.
Yeah, like you might say in the subtitle or the voice the character will say this guy or him and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like because they only call him Joker in the metaverse. In the real world, they don't call him that. They just don't call him by name at all. And I'm like, I'm tired of that. It's so unnatural.
I think it works better when like the game doesn't have that much voice acting, or the main character is like a silent type. Like they do this every time in Legend of Zelda, but because like they don't really need to doesn't really need to talk in the game, it's not that big of a deal. But I heard in Engage the main character does like talk a lot, right?
Yeah.
So then that'll be annoying. Yeah.
It's probably the biggest benefit over Three Houses, because Byleth has no personality. That's partly by design. It's somewhat justified in the story, but Byleth says very little. Even one of the big things holding back Silver Snow, actually, is the fact that that's supposed to be the Byleth route. That's one where Byleth steps up and is the main character and leads the faction. But every single thing that Byleth does is being dictated by someone else. And sometimes it's like, oh, you had such a great plan there, Byleth, that you told me off screen, so I may, in my voice acting, relate to other characters. Or that character just randomly intuits exactly what Byleth means when they like say in text, I have a plan. It's like, you have a plan? Do you mean to go in disguise and enter the infiltrate them in base? Oh, brilliant, Byleth! What a great plan! And it's like, yeah, that was totally my plan. Like. But Alea has a full personality, which is actually pretty standard for these avatars in Fire Emblem. Just Byleth was like a weird outlier.
Yeah.
But it's so much better to have an actual character. But every time Alea introduces themselves, they say, I'm the Divine Dragon. But the subtitle says, I'm the Divine Dragon Alea.
Or whatever your name, whatever the name there is.
Yeah, I'm tired of it. Just I mean, they give us a set, definitive, canonical name for the character. Up front.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but is it Fallout 4 where for the first time they did actually record like a bunch of names and put it in the game's like vocabulary, so they do actually say your name? I think they do.
But it's only one character who does it.
It's a robot?
Yeah, it's just the robot butler. And from what I've heard, it's any name that is already used for a character in the game you can't have.
Interesting.
Because I remember when Pro Jared did his review of it, I think it was, he said that because there's a character called Jared in the game, he couldn't call himself Jared.
Oh,
I'm sure that was the thing. And it's like that's terrible. There's a lot wrong with Fallout 4. so much.
Then never mind, because my plan was to do that with your game that you were talking about with Fire Emblem, but they can't, because then every character would have to record their dialogue for every single one, which is what I thought Fallout did, but no, just the one robot. Okay,
Yeah.
That would be
idea.
a very experimental like thing to do for a game. Just to, yeah.
This is the one time I'm pro AI.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I hate AI. I think it's gonna kill us. But if we can make AI that's good enough to mimic a voice just for a video game's sake, to where every character that's done by a real human would have the AI take their voice and just say the hero's name, fine. That's the one time I'm okay with AI pulling its weight.
Funny enough.
It's like, I think that's something I was thinking about yesterday as well. That's a really cool idea. It'd be so good if they had that. But I can absolutely see as soon as that happens, companies are like, well, we don't need voice actors, right? Like, we can just get the AI, and
it's not true though. AI
don't really need concept artists, do we? When we have AI art,
AI voices like if it's just a YouTube video, it does get kind of hard to tell sometimes because they're just talking. But like voice acting, you need emotion. Like you need to be like that and stuff. AI can't do that. Like it's...
Give it 100 years.
Okay, yeah, 100 years later, for sure, yeah.
I'm wondering how long it's going to take the AI to finally understand what hands look like. Once they figure that out, we're fucked.
That's funny.
Yeah, hands and feet. That's like the two big weaknesses of an AI.
I think I saw like a comic of like a very simple like it's like that one guy who draws the Super Smash Bros. Comics, and it's like there's like two Isabels, and like one of them is like obviously anime AI generated, and the other one is like a Pudo. Which one is the real Isabel? Show me your hands. And like the Pudo shows like little paws, and then the AI generator shows like like spider hands and stuff like that. You're the faker.
Yep. It was the same with this one. I don't know her name. I feel bad. Maybe I can send you later the YouTube channel in hindsight. But she makes pretty fun animations, and they did that where it's like an AI filter, and she turns it on, and the first thing that happens is she looks really detailed. She's like, wow, she's all pretty. Then she's like, look at my hair. And then she's like, and have like extra fingers and shit. And she's like,
oh my god!
She looks more closely at her surrounding, and things are like slightly fucked up in the background, and she's like all horrified, and you're like, oh no!
That sounds funny.
And like that's how it ends. So
that's how it ends.
Yeah, scary.
This is it.
Yeah,
this is how it ends.
Stuff. It ends with AI just taking us over little by little.
So I don't think it's fair to give a review yet because you're not done with the game yet.
No.
You're just scratching the surface.
Yeah. And I can't really look at it as a long-time Fire Emblem fan because I played one game that was before Three Houses, and Three Houses is a lot different from a lot of the other ones.
Yeah.
This is harkening back to the older style that you'd see in like Awakening of Fates, but with full voice acting, which I don't think they had until like Echoes. Fates might have had it, but I think they did an Echoes, like which was like right before Three Houses. But I'll say full voice acting, but there's always when you finish a map. Instead of going back to like a home base, you just hang out in the map and all the characters just there, and you can walk around and talk to them. But they all have like one line that's unvoiced, and for some reason, completely, which I think no previous game with voice acting has done. When the characters level up and they have a little comment about it, those aren't voiced anymore. I don't know what's going on there. It's just text.
I don't. You're talking.
Sounds like they added it later, I guess.
You're talking about the voice acting in Fire Emblem. I just remember the meme of like the I forgot which character in the Three Houses will say like whenever she attacks somebody, and then she'll say "Goddess, forgive me." Or something like that, and it's like, and then like they changed her into like a dancer like class, so it's like she kills somebody, goddess forgive me, so it's twerking.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, that's Marianne. I'm pretty sure. And those funny. I had her as my dancer in my latest playthrough.
That's funny. I just like saw that
Nice,
line.
you
It's
made
like
the meme.
just so funny, like twerking like when she kills somebody.
I have a normie question I wanted to ask you
Sure.
because I never played the game. So you can you said that you can like form relationships and stuff in these games for the most part.
Yeah.
It's a Nintendo game, so I think I know the answer. But are there like sex options, like where you get to like romance the character,
There is,
at least
actually.
off screen?
There is romance.
Gotcha.
Well, the funny thing is,
Wait, I
really
misinterpreted that question. Sorry.
It really became prominent with Awakening because that game had the time travel plot.
Yeah.
And so when two characters got together during the story, a new unit from the future would show up, and it was like so each future child was tied to a certain mother, and then
so you
they would
can make a baby. That was my next question.
Yeah.
And it's only an awakening because the future character like shows up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like
sexual awakening. Get to have baby.
so Owain is a popular character. He's the son of Crom's sister Lissa.
Okay.
So he'll show up and he'll inherit the hair color of his father, but
she can get married to anybody
he'll,
in the group, basically.
He'll have a unique unique support line with his mother and with every potential father he could have, but only the one in that playthrough.
Okay.
And then, so yes, when that happens, you can confirm that these two characters did in fact fuck at some point
in the future.
The two characters who got married.
There's no sex.
No,
scene.
they held hands and they loved each other very much, and a baby was made.
Well,
whatever you want to say. The stork.
It's one of those things where if you have permadeath on, you have to imagine that it happened right away because if Lissa gets married and then dies in the next mission, you have to imagine that she must have had a child during that time span because otherwise Owain can't show up. So
that's funny. Are you playing?
Can I do a quick bathroom break, fellas? I'm holding it in, but can I do a quick bathroom run?
Yeah, and then you can
don't
finish up Engage's review. I'm just gonna get some more water because I have a
yeah.
And then I'll tell you guys some cool tidbits about my upcoming Snowblind. Well, the already released Snowblind video. None of you are gonna see my shorts.